Hello and welcome once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 42 for November 25th, 2012. My name's Tony and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters Jason and Mark.
I'm tired.
I didn't have to do the intro.
Yeah, that was...
That sucked.
We'll get to that in a minute. And we have a returning special guest. You guys all know him from, of course, the Zelda Dungeon. Welcome back, Mas. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Nice. We brought you on, of course, because we're going to be discussing the Wii U at great lengths in a bit.
Wii U.
A little bit later. Yeah, and you're our Nintendo correspondent, of course. So, but why don't we hop into our weekly roundtable? Yeah.
Sleep. Last 3 days, I've been at my store for all but 6 hours.
That sucks.
I know, dude.
Yeah, how was your Black Friday?
That was the nicest one we've ever had.
Was it?
Yeah, it was dull. What about yours?
Mine was rough.
Yeah,
it was no bueno.
You guys are like on the uprise, and we're going down, and we're loving it. Like our store's happy. Like we like each other still. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, we had a lot of call offs, so I had to work quite a lot on Black Friday. It was no fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed your Black Friday.
Yeah, Jason came by.
I was second,
you guys both came by my Black Friday launch.
Yeah, and then I got the hell out of that mall.
Yeah,
quicker than shit.
You know that line didn't dissipate until like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I've been there, done that.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a line from 1 to 6. Amazing.
Been there, done that.
No, that was at our store last year, with the one I was working with Jason at.
Yeah.
That one was like, there was like the first rush came in of like 20 people.
Yeah.
They got out of the store, and then we were all just sitting there like, now what?
I know
We
they're
ate donuts.
I know they're closing 200 GameStops after holidays this year.
Take that,
but
GameStop.
I think that I don't know if that actually takes into effect the 80 GameStop kids that are closing, because those are only holiday only stores.
Those are only going to stay open till
Yeah, so I don't know if that.
You know what I heard?
What?
Because when they're open in malls with other GameStops, the GameStop kid ones, all the percentage goes on the manager from the same mall on his record, so he gets the bonus.
Yeah, it's because they're not there long enough to get the bonus.
So like at Woodfield,
I'm listening. Yeah, I got you.
Well,
There's actually one in Woodfield.
Yeah, I think it's still. There's only 2 of them, right?
I've never heard of GameStop kids.
It's only holiday only, and it's the first year they're doing it.
Yeah, they just started them. It's like those, just like toys and shirts and
a few games.
A few kid-friendly games. They do carry M games, but they're
the top
locked up
like
behind
10
the counter.
M
You can't see 'em.
games, and you need they're all locked.
Yeah.
Like all the important stuff at
They
normal stores.
basically turned them into those Halloween stores that pop
Yeah,
up for
I
2
see.
months for the holidays, and
That's a good
then
idea.
post Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know how good they've actually been doing. They haven't really posted numbers.
They
on it
won't
yet.
until the quarter's over.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm interested to see if it actually worked out for them.
All right, let's kick off the weekly roundtable. Yeah,
We already said that.
Yeah, that was.
but we didn't start roundtabling.
Yeah. I had the few days between when I didn't work and when I did. I played a game of I played 2 games of NHL. I played Hitman. That was my highlight of the week. And
How are we liking that so far?
Oh, it's really good. I'm a big Hitman fan, and not as good as Blood Money, but it's still really good.
That's bullshit.
What?
Sorry, I'm watching Angry Andy.
Yeah.
And not to cut you off or anything, I picked up Need for Speed.
Yeah.
And was playing it, and I got the limited edition, and I had to put the code in.
Yeah.
Well, it was for me.
Yeah.
Well, now he's playing Need for Speed, and it just gave it to him for free.
Woot!
What kind of crappy online pass is that?
Suck it. That's why I don't share games with
why I got
that
the
guy
limited
who just
edition.
travels the world.
Yeah, and plays other people's video games.
Yeah, that's why you don't do it. I played the world's best arcade game, Trials,
Okay.
and I'm almost done with episode 2 of Walking Dead.
Yay!
Congrats, because you got to play some catch up on that, so we can have.
Yeah, I know.
We can have a Walking Dead cast.
Maybe
Yeah,
this time
that's
next year
awesome.
we can talk about Walking Dead.
I
finally.
literally plan on having it done by once school's done. So
Okay.
I'm probably gonna do an episode a week if I can.
How about yourself, good sir?
I finally started my universe mode in WWE. Started playing that. That's kind of like the season mode in your standard sports games. I did some.
So I need the be a pro in that one, or my career. That's what I missed about, because I checked it out a few weeks ago. That's the one thing I missed about it.
Yeah. There's that. Well, I created my guy finally, and I'm taking him through it so I can get all the customization achievements for it and whatnot.
It's still kind of cool.
Yeah. I did a very little bit of Borderlands because I got the new DLC, the Torque DLC.
Dork.
Torque. which is also voiced by the guy who does the voice of Hercule from Dragon Ball. So it's kind of awesome because he swears. So it's like Hercule but swearing.
I don't know who that is.
It's like Bob Saget humor. Like, have you ever seen a stand-up? It's freaking
it's good stuff.
Hercule is like the Hulk Hogan, like, karate fighter in Dragon Ball. So, like, you know...
Oh, this guy's hair is too crazy for me.
Yeah. He's got a fro.
He's got a fro.
And then I did some Need for Speed, which I've got like 20 million miles over here playing with his hair. It's kind of like Hercule.
It's like almost back to
to
pre-streaming length.
Yeah.
I haven't cut my hair since the Zelda Dungeon Marathon, where it's shaved.
Oh yeah?
Are you gonna wait till next
second
year?
week of June. I don't know about that. We'll see how it
That'd
goes.
be epic.
Just got a mop by the time it comes out next, or you're doing that next year.
But yeah, Need for Speed. Waited for it to go on sale because I knew it was going on sale 3 weeks ago, and absolutely loved the game.
How'd you know it was going on sale? Insider tip?
Because nobody
Jerk.
can. No, not, you guys didn't even know. I'm the one that told you what your Black Friday sales were.
Oh, I actually did
It got
find
leaked.
those out.
It got
Yeah.
leaked a few weeks back.
I actually looked before it got leaked. Because we had it in our store.
Did you find a copy of NBA at all this weekend?
It's actually $10 off right now on Amazon, but I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. If it doesn't go on sale, I'm just buying it tomorrow because it's $10 off.
But that's still like $50.
It's like $50.
Walmart had it for $20. I
That
went
thing
to
was
7
cool.
different Walmarts on Black Friday
Place at
looking for
4.
it.
Place at 4.
I guess I was wrong.
Really?
Yeah. It was probably somewhere in between. About
You
5.
wasted $25 in gas
I know,
for
you could have
it.
just
It was-
bought it.
I went to
Wait,
one.
it was the experience. Okay, it was me. It was Angry Andy because he flew in from Kazakhstan. I don't know for the Thanksgiving weekend.
He couldn't tell us where he was at last week, so I mean, it gets sketchy sometimes.
Okay.
With that guy.
So he flew in. It was Adam, and then it was my cousin. So it was like an adventure. I had nothing better to do.
I hear he's in Bosnia Herzegovina this week.
Transylvania? I don't know.
Herzegovina, I think is that still a place?
Herzegovina. Herzegovina. Bosnia.
I was gonna say, isn't
Herzegovina.
that like back in the day? Wow.
No, those are no, that's the new one. It's old Yugoslavia. That's
Yes,
where he's
Just
at this
forget
week.
stuff.
forget the plot hole where I said that he's playing my copy of Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Don't even acknowledge that.
All right, there's instant travel. Like, okay, they pirate over there. Literally, you gave them a code, and there you go.
Yeah.
It works that way.
I think that was it for me game wise.
I had another week of cleanup. It was actually the best week of gaming I've had in a ridiculously
whore.
long time. I didn't finish, but I played some Forza Horizon. But
You're a
the
whore.
big ones I cleaned up was I finished Halo 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're a whore.
I know you guys haven't finished it yet, so we
I
can't,
haven't even touched it.
I know we can't
I
talk
haven't touched
about
it since
yet.
it came out.
But
I will.
that was freaking
I'll
awesome.
punch it all over.
And then after that, we got episode 5 of The Walking Dead came out, and I actually downloaded that like immediately and played through it that night and finished that up, and that's pretty crazy too. I wait for you guys to finish before we talk.
can't wait.
And I'll give- and I'll
Spoiler
give-
free
Season
review.
2 is gonna be
worth
pretty
it or
good.
not?
Spoiler-free review. It was excellent. I am
Nice.
blown away with how
It's
amazing that
$5.
game
Like
was.
literally, that's like the thing.
Not just episode 5. I'm talking about the game.
The entire-
Now
no,
that I
I
saw
agree.
the entire story.
Literally, for what I've done in episode 1 and 2, I would have paid $25 from it, and I'm not even done with episode 2.
Really quick, just because I'm curious, because after every episode they did like a wrap up and like a little preview of the next one. Did they do like a big wrap up at the end of this one?
Because they got a preview season 2.
No, not in the way you. Yes, but not in the way you think.
Okay.
What they did was, you know how they give you the stats? They did a more in-depth stat tracker with all the choices you've made, and they kind of relate it back through the entire course of the whole game.
Okay.
With who you brought with you throughout all your choices, because most of the choices, somebody's going to die.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
And, obviously there's a lot of branching ways that the concluding cast could have gotten to. There's a lot of ways that it could have got to them. And it kind of shows how many people chose who and what and how you ended up with your final
Nice.
ensemble of people.
I really liked that feature in that game.
Yeah.
I was digging that.
Aside from that, I played some more Assassin's Creed Liberation on the Vita and PlayStation.
beat it yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
PlayStation Plus finally came to the Vita, so I got like 5 free games.
Gravity Rush,
Yeah.
Uncharted.
Well, Uncharted I already had, but
Yeah.
now I got the download for it, and I could trade my hard copy in
Yeah,
for some money. if
I had somebody
wanted.
actually come up for the buy two get when I got those 2 games and was like, "Do PlayStation Plus?" Like, yeah. I'm like, don't get those; they're free.
Yeah.
So he lost a sale.
Yep, I did.
He probably cared if he was on commission.
It was one of my regulars. I'm not gonna lie.
I did it a million times. I'm just saying, it's still kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
So let Corpo hear that.
Yeah, go fuck them.
And I actually play a little Counter-Strike on PC.
Woo-hoo!
I rarely turn my PC on, but I turned it on. I did a little Counter-Strike.
You actually got no match too? You didn't have horrible things happen to you?
No. Counter-Strike actually runs properly. It's kind of the exception of PC gaming. I didn't have to sign on.
You know what's funny?
Update and then find drivers and then Google the proper driver because the driver that it suggested didn't fucking download correctly. And then after that, play with the resolution. And then it's just like, dude, 15 minutes of screwing around. It's just like, dude, I don't want a PC game anymore. No, this isn't fun.
You know what's funny?
I'll just turn on my console and it'll work right like that.
That runs on the killing floor. Like multiplayer.
That had nothing. I don't know. That one was easy.
That just it makes no sense to me how that works for you and that one doesn't.
All I'm saying is, for my Mac, all I had to do was install Steam, and because I have that Steam thing where I had it on PC,
Steam too.
It transferred right over and ran perfectly fine without having to update any drivers or any other of that crap. All I had to do was hit enter, and it's like, hello.
I bought 2 games off the Steam sale. Actually, I bought me and my buddy. We always buy one present off Steam every year. I bought him.
Aww.
And myself, Orcs Must Die 2, because it's the co-op one. And I also bought myself, because it went on sale for $2.50, and it just released on Steam a month ago, was KOTOR 2.
Yes.
Yeah, that went on sale, and I was like, yep, get it, LucasArts, my money, go.
How about you, Lance? What'd you play this week?
Well, before the Wii U came out, or right before I was playing some Halo 4, played, probably logged in maybe 15 or 20 hours online already.
What level are you?
I think I got up to like 32.
Oh, you're way ahead of me.
Actually, when me and you played, I think that was the last time I've actually done multiplayer since.
That was like an hour and a half after it came out.
Yep. I've done single player and then the Spartan Ops since.
I haven't touched single player and will not touch the single player. But it's good. I like the multiplayer. It's fun.
Yeah,
they did a good job with this one.
I've received a text that Angry Andy is level 55.
Really? So he's only got another 105 to go.
Yeah.
Really? You go all the way up to 110?
160.
Oh, that's a little obnoxious.
Yeah, a little bit. Why so high?
I don't like that they don't have ranked playlists yet. That's the biggest beef I have with Halo 4 multiplayer. I don't know why they didn't come out with that at launch.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not to split the, I don't know, the player base. I don't know. Maybe they're... Because, like, what's supposed to be is supposed to rank you eventually, like, and then throw you into games. So.
Yeah, right now it just ranks you by your experience.
Yeah,
right? How many games you play.
Yeah.
So you can be like the worst player ever, like Jason, and
still be a level 100.
Yeah,
There's some guys who get paid.
Yeah, so I wish they came out with an online ranking system right away. But other than that, can't complain. It's fun. Other than Halo, I got the Wii U. So I've been playing some Nintendo Land, some new Super Mario Brothers U. And as of Black Friday, I was playing some Game Party Champions.
That's the one I'm most curious about because you came to visit me at my store for my Black Friday and you were buying that game.
That was a doorbuster Black Friday for $29.99
already.
5 days after the week
came out.
After the week comes out, we got sales. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Although I recently purchased a lot off eBay for more NES games.
Nice.
So I got like another 140 games that I previously did not have.
How much did you spend on that?
Well, the lot, it was a 440 game lot, but I had about 300 of them.
So you actually like picked and choose them?
No, it's all together.
It's a bulk lot, so...
You have to buy it. There's no separating.
He's got like 70 copies of new Mario Bros.
No, all unique.
But then you take the doubles.
Unique games.
Really?
So.
Then you take the doubles and you just sell
and
them.
I resell them
in a different lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's ways to make money off of it.
What you need to do one day is before you decide to resell them, you need to let us take a pick at them and see if there's anything.
I don't think he's going to sell any of them.
There's
the doubles.
Doubles?
Yeah.
Come on down. There's boxes upon boxes.
Come on down to Marcy's NES Emporium.
You have that much?
I probably have about 2,000 NES games.
Wow.
But I've got like 552 or so unique ones. So about 1,500 doubles.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they had like 2,000 unique titles.
No.
The one that stood out the most when I was there a couple weeks ago was that one weird one we played that was just god awful.
Oh, Go 13 was it?
I have that.
You have that?
Yeah, that game's horrible.
The thing is, we picked Go 13 just out of random. And then like we were having fans pick out the numbers because we were live streaming, And then the next game we picked, it was like this other game called Top Secret, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we looked at it like, wow, this is similar to Golgo 13. And then we looked, it was actually the sequel.
Yeah.
It was called something else,
Yeah.
but it was like random numbers. It was
Random numbers is somehow.
Yeah, that was great. I was actually talking about the one before that, where the weird one in the trees, where the cartridge looked so different because it wasn't officially licensed through Nintendo, and then in the back you had to like there's
like Channel 3 or Channel 4.
There's literally
the back of the game.
There's a switch on the cartridge that said if it doesn't work on this one, flip it over to this one. It was like the most unique game I've ever seen in my life.
That's hilarious.
I feel so embarrassed. Like, I don't even want to show him my library of, I think I have 50, if that, NES games.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
I
so.
got like
They're upstairs
nothing.
now.
I got like 30. I don't have that many. I was like a little kid back then.
I know.
Yeah.
So got about like 50, 64 games.
other than that, mostly Wii U in the last few days. Some old stuff, but nothing.
What's your favorite Wii U game so far? I know you've only tried, what, 3 or 4 of them?
I'd say the Metroid Blast from Nintendo Land. That is a lot of fun. In fact,
actually saw
they could have made. It's very elaborate. All right, I'll save that for the Wii U discussion a little later.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a hefty intro. I don't
Yeah.
I'm just tired.
I didn't have to do the intro. Woo!
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you guys, it's not so fun, is it?
No.
Yeah, I make it look easy, don't I?
No lie. I did it like 8 times and couldn't get it. And it sounds horrible as it is. I
What did
wrote
you do
a
it
script
for?
for myself, and I was sitting
the
here
Lost?
with the iPad reading my script.
For
the newest Blacklist episode.
Yeah, in case anybody
okay.
missed it, they did a Blacklist episode for because it's this week, right?
It's the 30th. Yeah.
Yeah, City Heroes is shutting down, and Jason got together, and because a lot of you guys have been requesting in the comments, it's your first opportunity thus far to listen to Angry Andy actually talk. He came in
For 2.5 hours.
There you have it.
Yeah.
So click out.
Did you get him drunk?
He flew in from Ecuador.
Yeah, he came in. Yeah.
Did you tie him down or something?
With any luck, I want to get him on the 1-year show.
I think I'll be able to make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
He's like these
1-year
little
blowouts.
chocolate rum ball things.
Yeah.
And
So
if
then-
you give him enough of them, he gets a little buzz. And he's good to go.
Chocolate rum balls. Have some of my chocolate rum balls. Come talk with me.
I know what the song for this week is. It's going to be Chefs.
I
Chocolate
know.
salty balls.
Chocolate salty balls. God awful.
We just gave it away, but whatever.
All right. News. I said snooze. I didn't say news. Let's see. I literally wrote this up. I've been working all week. They're sexy. See, I even need reminders of. My
You know it's 007, right?
Yes. God, I have 777.
I'm looking at Mark's notes. He's got 077.
Yeah, I totally know it's 007. And just redo that.
You're pretty tired, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty actually really
077.
Yeah, 077. It's a new game. Yeah, like I said, I'm really tired.
Third-party version.
Yeah, imported from Korea. So 007 Legends, they actually laid off all but 50 people.
They're going the way of Nihilistic from a couple weeks ago. They're downsizing and they're doing mobile gaming after this. They put out that game, was very poorly received, and there you have it. They're done.
It was on sale on Black Friday at Target for $35.
Waited for 30. Waited for 30.
Did you? Damn it!
Suck it.
I'm returning it.
We had a lot of games for 30.
You didn't have NBA.
They weren't all in the catalog though.
Yeah. I didn't want to stay at your store because it smelled like hot
Tony?
sausage.
Tony.
And that was just because
it was inside the mall with all the heat lamps.
it smelled really bad.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
And Tony had to wear a hat.
Yeah, I had to cut it. So
Because you got the holiday.
yeah, because they bought us these stupid Santa hats.
Yeah,
that we had to put on, and they're like, I don't know, I think they were for like 3-year-olds, and it didn't fit on my head. So I had to cut the back to make it fit over my head.
Yeah.
And it said ho 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 on it.
I watched him through the
Perfect.
I watched
I
him
was
through the
like sitting there
window.
trying to squeeze him on. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
And what he did at first is he just set it on top of his hair to see if it would stay too. Did you not? You just like, let's see if this works. No. Damn.
Needs to cut it. Alrighty. So, next story is kind of cool. Xbox 360 achievements and PlayStation 3 trophies.org are actually going to be making the trophies/achievements for the next Codemasters race game, which is Grid 2, which is pretty sweet.
Wait, who's doing it?
Xbox 360 achievements and PlayStation 3 trophies.org. They're a UK-based site that I go on all the freaking
I use them too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they're actually
so
make
they're
the
ones that actually get to make the achievement list for the upcoming
the entire list.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Good to see some fan pages getting some love out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff.
Maybe if other people listen to their fan pages. Just saying.
We're talking to me.
No. Huh?
Talking to me?
No.
Okay, cool.
Hey, I tried to listen. I got through about a half hour.
No.
Oh.
Maybe if other developers listened to their fan pages.
Why?
Over everybody's head.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We've been working way too long to get your jokes.
Okay. We have somebody here who runs the biggest fan page for Legend of Zelda in the world. Just
Tony?
What does that have to do with
saying that Nintendo doesn't listen to me?
No, we'll get to that in a little bit because there's a specific question directly towards you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. What else we got for news?
We have Hitman are going to go the way of Call of Duty into a split developer approach. So every other game is going to be at a different one. So you had
Are they going to have annual releases, or are they just talking about doing?
It's going to be an annual.
One guy working on multiplayer, one guy working on campaign.
It's going to be an annual release. It's not going to be every year. For what they say now, it's going to be every other year. Right now, the next one's going to be in the Ubisoft Montreal studio, which they do some pretty good work. I forget who made this one specifically. Right now, at least, they did a damn good job as well. So, for the time being, at least, they're in good hands, I'd say.
Yeah, that's what the world. That's what the world needs is more annual fucking video games.
Yeah.
Lame.
So, also, I like this next story. BioWare is actually asking the fan base of Mass Effect, would you like a prequel or a sequel?
This guy is so scared now, in my opinion, because of what happened at the end of Mass Effect 3. Who's the guy who runs BioWare? What's his face?
They retired.
Yeah.
I don't know who's the new guy right now.
Not the new guy. He was there during all of them.
Yeah.
Or creative designer or whatever.
I don't remember.
Anyway, so this guy,
what's your name?
I think he's all he's doubting his ability now because of what happened at the end of Mass Effect 3. He's like, why don't you guys write it for me? Tell me what you guys want and I'll totally do it. And how the hell can you have a sequel to this? Doesn't, spoilers, sorry, whatever, the game came out a year ago. Doesn't Earth blow up?
No. Well, no, actually.
What can come post Mass Effect 3? It has to be a prequel, or it has to be a side story that runs parallel to the original trilogy.
Idea of it already was they were just going to make up an entire new character and make up some kind of George Lucas type thing of there's another enemy that needs to die.
Whatever, Han shot first.
Yeah.
Literally, that was the original idea for it. It was this week they came out. They're asking, hey, do you guys want a prequel instead? Because it's really early stages. And they were saying that they could do... maybe what it was hinted at just from fan base, because I usually go on those for Mass Effect, was the first coming of the collectors, and that would be kind of like a train wreck story of you won't win kind of thing, Halo Reach style. If that's what they do. That's what the fans are saying that's what they would probably do, because they all read the books and I have not yet.
I don't know, this is just a cash grab.
Would that ruin the whole idea behind Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 on the Xbox where, you continue your story?
Yeah.
Or your save data?
Well, I think they're going to reboot now. I don't know if any of it's going to cross over, is it?
No, I believe it'll be a complete reboot, but they do say keep your saves. What'll probably end up being is they'll give you some free shit for doing them all, if anything.
Some avatar items and stuff.
Because even with the newer ones, they give you a few extra levels, to start off with, and then that was about it. And usually you carried your credits over, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Nintendo said this week they are profitable after one game sale, which is freaking sweet.
That's actually sort of misleading because they were planning on being profitable and they were expecting to be profitable. The only reason they're not profitable is because of the exchange rate between the yen and the dollar. Because they're a Japanese company, they do business in Japan. So it's very insignificant the amount of money they're losing. And
so that's why I said every single person who buys this console will buy one game, which is it's a good.
Nobody's buying it to look at the start menu.
Well, I wonder if the premium alone is profitable then.
Maybe.
because that's the one game.
Yeah, it would be one game.
You get the extra hardware, but I don't think that hardware is $50.
Well, you get you get 2 extra cradles with it, right?
Yeah, that's plastic. That's just
you
get a charging.
No, I'm just saying that's what you get. You get 2 cradles. The Nintendo Land.
The cradle is like plastic. It's
a bigger hard drive. That's the $50 difference.
Yeah, and Nintendo Land, it costs them $2 to package that, if that.
Plus, didn't you get a year to their discount club or something?
But it's that's not money. That doesn't cost them anything.
Yeah,
it'll probably increase.
They'll also
sales
hope
later
that
on.
a lot of people won't use that. Because that just
I think it encourages more sales because they
it should, but not everyone will use it.
They give you 5 or 10% off.
There's estimated $1 billion in gift cards that aren't used every year.
Yeah.
So I mean, this statement, if there's a balance, if it twists the other way in the end, and the
it
cost,
changes. It would
suddenly they can do nothing, no price drop or nothing, and then suddenly they're making money per console. So if you're
with the exchange right now, one game sale, you're definitely gonna get that. It's you're in good shape.
So. Most people bought it with one game right away. So.
Yeah, exactly. You're solid. You're solid.
Pretty much every Wii U I sold with a copy of either Zombie U or Super Mario Bros. U.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. THQ, the CFO, which is the Chief Financial Officer, actually resigned this week. Happy Thanksgiving to him. But in better news for THQ, Wells Fargo will not be taking them to court till at least after, I think it's January 15th of 2013. So,
and do you have anything else on THQ?
Nah.
Okay. Then also this week, I heard that there's a silent investor that wants that. It's not. They're in early talks right now, but somebody wants to pick them up as a whole and save them.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's even a video game company or not. Yeah. If it's like Activision or EA, or if it's somebody like that just wants to dabble into video games, like General Electric or something. Who knows? Yeah, Kurt Schilling giving another shot.
Well, didn't Activision say a few weeks ago that they'd be interested in acquiring some of their?
That was if they wanted to sell off. Yeah,
some of the licenses.
But they don't want to sell off. They have really good series right now that they don't want to sell off, so they want to save themselves.
Please God, don't give me an Activision wrestling game.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I knew about that story. Just like I said, I threw it together in my 10 minutes before you picked me up.
Yep, rock on.
Yeah, I'm more prepared usually. Sometimes. Have you heard about the Uncharted card game, Tony?
I have. It's actually from Sony Ben, the guys who came with Uncharted Golden Abyss, the Vita game. Yeah, we call it Vita.
Vita?
We call it the Vita.
It's like a vitamin?
Yeah. Yes. We make up our own language on this show.
Just a little bit.
Whatchamacallit. It's so it's the guys who came up with it. They're actually, it's going to be a $5, like some kind of, I don't know, because I never really got into that stuff. I don't know how it works. What is it, the Dungeons and Dragon card game type?
Card trading game.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's going to work with the game, too.
It's more like Magic.
So it's going to have some kind of augmented reality thing where it can at least hook up with the Vita and you can use it in the Uncharted game.
Like Skylanders type thing?
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Disney's doing their own version?
I Have Judgment kind of deal?
Yeah, that too.
And it's actually coming out in December.
You gonna buy it?
Yeah, the 4th.
I'll probably get it just because it's only $5 to support Sony Bend and support the Uncharted franchise. But will I play it? Probably not.
You'll use it once, maybe.
Yeah, I'll check it out to let you guys know what it's like. And if it was like $20, probably not. But for $5, I'll just
with a discount, you'll get it for $4.
Or they'll probably end up giving it away on PlayStation Plus in the next few months anyway. So.
Well, that's not really supporting them, though.
Could just wait for of course it is. They get who do you think the PlayStation Plus money goes to?
Sony.
Half goes to Sony, half goes to the developers that they're working deals out
with.
Just making it up.
Sony takes it all.
So my last story, ESPN is now fully unlocked, I guess, for the 360, which should have happened like when they launched it like a year or two ago. You can get ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPNU.
Yeah, but you still can't watch
yada. No, you can live stream and you can still do the back catalog now.
Oh, you can finally live stream ESPN from the site.
Yeah, that's the that's the big thing with it is you can do everything you probably should have done at launch. So now your extra $10 a month seems a little bit more worth it, I guess, because you can still watch.
What's $10 a month?
Because that was one of their main reasons for upping from $50 to $60 for the 12-month card. And
it was for like ESPN and all that other crap.
So I don't know. Watching one, was it Monday Night Football they have? Monday Night they have. Yeah, so watching one Monday Night Football game on that will make Mark happy.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft still needs a long ways to go to get that more integrated. Because I know a lot of people that have Xbox Live.
Mm-hmm.
You are the only person I know that uses ESPN on Xbox Live.
Oh, I don't have many people do it. Like I'm gonna do it because I don't have ESPN.
See, I do because I don't have cable. I just have internet.
Yeah. That's the thing. I have an
I only
antenna.
have internet.
I have antenna.
It's like they're trying to compete with Comcast or other cable companies.
They're trying to do the one box.
Yeah,
that's what I.
They got a long ways to go for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, this is a step forward in that, at least. I mean, HBO Go, Netflix are like the big ones. Hulu is good.
I think next generation.
Those are all separate, though. Those are all separate accounts.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I get what you mean, where like you pay one year for that,
if they have some sort of Netflix Xbox Live bundle where instead of $60 a year, you're paying $100 a year and you have Netflix for the whole year.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
You know,
I think it was too late for them to possibly do that. I don't know. I mean, they could have, I guess. I mean, maybe that's the next few.
I like the way this is going. I'd rather just like pay $3 or $4 through my Xbox per channel and get the 3 or 4 channels on cable I actually miss by not having it, as opposed to paying $100 a month for 95% of crap I don't watch on cable anymore.
I would rather do that as well.
Because I only would want like History Channel, Discovery, ESPN, and one other channel or
History
something.
are great.
That's it. Like I don't need all, and that's why I don't buy cable.
I 100% agree with you. I do the exact same thing.
And that's the way they're going with like HBO Go and stuff. It's kind of like it's like a la carte programming.
Yeah.
You pay actually $5 or $6 a month for whatever you actually want.
With HBO Go, you have to have a pre-existing HBO account, so you have to have.
I don't know anything about these things because I borrow the HBO account from one of my buddies.
You're welcome. And I borrowed it from somebody else.
You should give me that.
I wish Showtime would have one.
Yeah, Dexter.
If they made like Showtime go,
Dexter,
honestly,
Spartacus,
the one channel that I'm missing is one that you mentioned. I want Discovery Channel. I don't have any.
I miss History Channel or like Military Channel. That stuff's cool.
Yeah,
but
that's all owned by Discovery, so
next,
they can do all of it.
Yeah, next Xbox.
But see, they're kind of starting to do that on Xbox too, because I logged into my parents' Xfinity account on my Xbox, and you can go and watch all the. You just have to wait a few days for it to pop up on demand on the Xbox. But I mean, if you're like patient.
You have everything.
That's what I do with The Walking Dead. I can't watch Walking Dead till Monday or Tuesday every week because
that's what I used to do as
well. They throw it up on Xfinity and it takes a day or two. That's all it is.
That's why HBO Go is.
HBO Go it's like on a 20-minute delay.
Yeah, it's like 20-minute delay. It's up. Actually, it's even less than that, I think, because literally we were watching it as
because right now my show that I watch every week, Boardwalk Empire, is probably airing right now. And by the time I get home from recording every week, it's already on and I watch it.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
You're welcome.
Yep.
You should totally hook me up with that.
Is that news? Did you get cut off?
No, I'm done. I got none.
I meant on HBO. You got cut off, apparently.
Oh yeah, just give me your HBO. Maybe. I'll see if mine still works. just give me it.
Just maybe. We'll see. What do you got to give me?
Yeah. Casual hours of gaming.
Casual satisfaction. Yes.
Mediocre at best.
Email?
Social media.
Gmail?
Social media.
Gmail?
Alright, we're going to start it off with Epic Beast. He asked, do you think Microsoft should make their own version of Smash Brothers or a All-Stars type game?
Who's going to be in it?
Master Chief.
And
Blinks.
Well, you could have.
I mean, you have all the enemies, I guess, from those series.
Well,
but
you can have a Spartan. You can have an Elite.
I know, but you're just heavy putting it on.
You can have Forza cars in there.
You can have just runs your ass over.
You can have a character or two from Gears, maybe like one Locust and one
some Fable characters.
One Gear.
The Fable characters.
Yeah. You can have the guys from Crackdown.
You could have a car from Forza.
Oh, no, Crackdown would be kind of cool.
You could have.
You can use Banjo,
because
Kazooie.
You could use Explosion Man.
Okay, no, they're not going to make one.
Well, wait. Realistically, everybody thought that Sony. Everybody thought Sony didn't have enough people.
I know
Sony has plenty though.
But they also
Xbox has a lot.
They went to third parties for characters too.
Okay.
They didn't have to. They didn't even touch on all their first parties. They left big first party games out of it, and for some reason supplemented with like the Big Daddy from BioShock and shit.
I mean, they have regular Xbox games. They have like the.
There's a lot. Xbox could do it. Do I think there's a point? No.
Yeah, Nintendo did that too. I mean, they have some third parties in their games. So Sonic is in there.
They had
Snake,
Counter-Strike,
Metal Gear Solid.
You know, honestly, if they were to do it, I would probably still pick it up just to play it.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
You know,
I test it out.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fighting fan.
Did you guys pick up PlayStation All Stars?
I'm going to. I haven't yet. I have it pre-ordered at my store.
Well, you get a game free when you buy it
because it's crossplay. It'll be on the Vita.
It's really nice. They give it to you for free. It's that's good by them. It's encouraging.
Epic also said that Tony, from a discussion we had a couple weeks back, whether you told the fans to say if you should buy the Wii U or not, he says that you should. Just because, then you can use the remote for your TV.
Smart glass.
I'm just telling you what
Doesn't work.
This is not me.
I asked that a couple weeks ago because I was sitting there because I have it pre-ordered. I still have a pre-order. Not like it's necessary because we have plenty of them at
We
my
can't
store.
give ours away.
Yeah, we have plenty at my store, but whatchamacallit, I have the pre-order. I could just take it, but I don't know. I still haven't decided if I want one yet or not, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be talking Wii U later.
Wii U.
Andrew Dillon asked, have we heard of Game Grumps? And if so, what do we think?
Game Grumps is hysterical.
I have no idea what it is. Why
it's
don't
like-
you
it's-
enlighten
Grumpy Gamers?
Andy?
It's very... That's what it is. It's a YouTube show. I mean,
Yeah.
they just... It's funny. I don't know.
Shoot that shit.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just comedy.
Yeah.
Sort
Is
of-
it video or... Okay.
Video
games.
Video comedy.
Video comedy.
Video Gold. No, they're funny. Those are some funny dudes.
I actually like Total Biscuit a lot. You ever watch his stuff? Cynical Brit. He's fucking hilarious.
Andrew also had a question directly from Masas. He said, what does the new Zelda game need to have?
I'm assuming he's talking about for the upcoming Wii U.
Yeah.
More like, what do I want it to have?
What does it
Both.
need to have, features-wise?
I think it needs to be a little
how
more
does it
open.
need to evolve?
A little more. It doesn't need to evolve. It needs to go back.
Okay.
One thing about like the original Legend of Zelda that seemed it slowly faded away. The original Legend of Zelda, they just threw you in the world, and you can go to one of 5 dungeons. You can literally go to anywhere in the overworld map right from the beginning. You can get your ass kicked,
Yeah,
but
it's
you
like
can
if you
go
want,
there.
Yeah, if you want to go to one of that later dungeons, yeah, you could.
I think the new Zelda needs to go back, needs to get rid of this linearity. I mean, I liked Spirit Tracks, I liked Skyward Sword, I liked Twilight Princess, but they're all so linear.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of the linearity. That's the biggest beef I have with the Zelda series right now. Get rid of that. I don't even care what type of gameplay it is, because Nintendo will do it right. But
Getting cold?
Yeah.
I
It
think
was like hot in here.
I think it'd be really interesting how they decide to implement the actual second screen because
oh yeah, well the thing about that is they've said that like they were using the gamepad or they built the gamepad around Zelda. I remember hearing a quote about that, and to me that's so confusing because in my opinion I don't think they should even use the gamepad for the next Zelda. I don't think they really need to. I think they could just expand on what they did with the motion controls with the Wii Remote Plus.
they could do something really similar to what the Batman Armored Edition did on the Wii U, where the game is pretty much on the screen, but the secondary screen pretty much is your menu. Because in Zelda, I mean, typically
they will do that for sure. That's like a given.
your pouches, your potions,
that's
whatever, your weaponry, your bombs, they could all be just where it's just you don't have to pause the game to do anything. Maybe you just have a bomb emblem on the screen, and when you want to place one, you just tap it real quick, or so I don't know.
That's exactly what like Darksiders 2 is on the Wii U. Basically, when you play, there is nothing on the screen other than your game. There's no life meter, there's no attacks, nothing.
Yeah.
Everything's on your screen, your map and your little icons. That would be the bare minimum and would be an awful use of the gamepad, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't think they need to use the gamepad. They probably will, but yeah.
Nintendo will probably have them do it. It kind of seems to me like they'd be like, "Hey, maybe make some new use of our or make some use of our new tech." I don't know.
I mean, the past few Zelda games have been essentially, showing what the new technology does.
Zelda, I
The
feel
Wii
like
Remote and then the Wii Motion Plus.
they're one of the better ones.
Even going back further than that, like Majora's Mask, you needed the expansion pack.
That for
Wind Waker, you had the connectivity with the Game Boy Advance
Exactly.
cable.
That's what I'm saying. They're usually the ones that do showcase what the stuff can actually do.
Spirit Tracks, you have to use the DS microphone,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well, don't you have to use the new? You have to blow in one of the games, right?
Yeah,
Blow
the
in
Spirit
mic
Tracks,
for-
the microphone.
No. On the Wii U.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of the games are
that was
you
that was a feature in the original Zelda, the Famicom version of Zelda.
Yep.
It had a microphone on the controller, and you had to blow in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was the enemies, the Pole's voice, the little rabbits that hop around with the giant ears.
Yep.
They were designed where if you shout into the microphone, they'll basically die.
Yeah.
Really?
The funny thing about it is,
It's in the manual still.
yeah,
says it. Yeah.
It's that happened in the Japanese version, but it obviously didn't happen on the NES. And then those characters reappeared throughout the series, but they were just different ways to defeat them. But then in Phantom Hourglass, they reappeared, and then there was actually the microphone.
Yeah.
So they re-implemented that same idea from 20 years ago.
We're going to make it work, damn it. They're persistent.
Yeah. All right.
Is that it for Zelda for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew also voted for Samus over Nathan Drake.
Okay, can we touch on that real quick?
Sure.
We're not.
I didn't even get to finish.
No, we're not going to do that this week because I put it out to them because we already voted. Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys are answering the question wrong because because we give them the right to dispute any of our tournament choices. Okay, you guys are talking about her suit, and we're not talking about her suit. We're talking about her versus him. We did this exact same thing with Cortana. Okay, the other day. Remember, Cortana lost because she wasn't able to use the suit. Okay, so there's no mech suits. It's just we did this too with Mario earlier. There's no flower power or anything. It's just Mario.
Yeah.
There's no power ups. So she doesn't get to use her mech suit.
Yeah, because almost everyone has like that.
So because I saw Andrew, I saw 2 or 3 people actually respond, and they're all talking about her suit. We're not using that.
Yeah.
It's her versus him. So go ahead and give us your arguments now, and we will re-vote on this. We're still open to it. We're going to push it back another week or two. So go ahead.
We did have a second part to it because we left one of the votes up to them. We were undecided.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that was General Shepard from Call of Duty versus Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear.
Yes.
Shepard got the win.
Okay, cool.
How many votes did they get, by the way? Like each?
Probably a couple.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I expect. But
I didn't really
was it a
count.
blowout?
I was just like,
Was
Shepard. Okay, Shepard.
Shepard. Interesting. Cool to know, I guess.
We've got 2 more questions here. They're latecomers. So, Austin asked, what have you heard about the new Dragon Age 3 game? Who's making it, and what type of engine will it run on?
It's still BioWare. It's supposed to run off Frostbite 2.
And they're moving every single one of their titles to Frostbite, it sounds like. They don't want to even have another engine. New Mass Effect will run on Frostbite, which will be its first one. So,
well, the big thing is they're doing the exact same thing because it's BioWare again. They're asking the fans what they want, and the number one complaint about Dragon Age 2 was that it was so different from Dragon Age 1. People just wanted more Dragon Age 1, and Dragon Age 2 was just weird. Games
like that don't come out very often.
They
like
dumbed
Dragon
it
Age
down too much, especially for a PC. That stuff like that, or I mean, for a console.
Yeah,
for PC, you get that kind of stuff all the time. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's usually a few a year.
Something that actually runs that well with that kind of menu system on a console is rare.
Yeah,
and
they did it right.
They dumbed it down with the second one and pissed everybody off. So everybody wants them to revert back to how they did the first game. That's what I'm hearing.
That sounds, yeah.
It's very early stages, but I'm sure that will beat Mass Effect 4 out. Or beat... Yeah.
Be out before Mass Effect.
Be out?
Yes.
Okay, they meant beat out. I was like,
it's like, how dare you?
That one.
It's a whole new tournament.
Yeah, right?
You good with that one?
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
I'm good with that one?
Yeah, sure.
Last question is Magnus asked, what feature would you want in a game that they don't currently have? He gives an example of like Gears of War using smart glass.
Huh.
So like an older game, like going back to an older game?
Yeah, or just like anything. Why do you have a coupon?
God, he's so bad at this. He's so bad at this. We're giving stuff away and just ruining everything. God.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, what a deal.
I thought he just had it for something else. Never mind. A coupon to Ed DeVevix.
Yeah.
Buy one cheeseburger, get one free.
So what
would you like to see?
How are we answering this? Something that's out already, or
let's go with a pre-existing franchise using a newer feature that with how games are now. It's like Halo already has some smart glass, or it's going to have smart glass integration in it. Correct?
Yeah.
I haven't played
which
around
one
with
is
it. The Halo 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what would we want to see?
So are we talking mainly smart glass, or are we just thinking of
Hey, you just said
some kind of new thing that came out that we wanted?
I would like a better add-on for like a race wheel, something that I think it costs too much to make it the way I'd actually want it. But I just always feel like that's why I don't buy them, and I always play with controllers. And I play a lot of racing games, is because they're just wrong. Like even when you're actually turning the wheel, because they're toys, that's what they are. They don't spin around like an actual vehicle.
They're the full radius.
Where you're just like turning a little to the right, and it makes a drastic. It's not 1-to-1 like it's supposed to be.
Have you seen that PS3 controller that came out?
Yeah, I know.
That thing is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
literally, that is actually the best steering I've ever seen for a racing game currently. But it's only the controller specifically only for PS3, and literally it's this.
It's aftermarket.
Yeah, it's.
I've played with it before. I know.
Yeah. I really.
The accelerate like X for the gas is actually
controller, whatever it was.
Yeah,
HCAS I think.
Yeah, HCAS.
I'd also like to see an actual gear select because most of them come with the option. Sure, you could drive in auto or you could drive in manual, but the stick, the little plastic stick that comes off to the right, is just a high-low lever, which is not a stick shift. And I'd also like to see you could do that high-low lever, which is stolen from Ferrari. It's a paddle shift, which you can have on the back, where it's just the right-hand side. You click on it, and that'd be upshift, and on the left-hand side, it'd be downshift. There's just a way, like, if you're trying to give realism and you're charging over $100 for this peripheral, make it correctly. And I don't think anyone's ever done it, dating back to when they started making these things on the Dreamcast all the way to present day.
There's actually one for the PlayStation 2. If I remember correctly, it was like a $600 racing wheel.
Okay, something affordable.
I know. I'm just that actually had like a leather steering wheel and had the full radius and had a full shifter and everything. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know anybody that ever owned it, but I saw it.
Yeah. Another thing too is the pedals always feel so not right. It's just, I mean, I guess it's hard to make something like that feel like a vehicle, but it's like if you're trying to go for that realism, it really takes you out of the experience when it's all so plastic and like finicky and like the brake pedal. It like if you're over 16 and you've driven a vehicle before, you know what a brake pedal feels like. This thing,
you don't have to be over 16.
It has like no weight to it, so I mean it's just like this thing that like flops under its own weight. Whereas like a brake pedal's like it takes some pressure to stop a car. It just I don't know how you design it. It never felt right to me ever, and that's what I would
some kind of like. And that's feel to it.
That's why I always just play with the controllers because I end up just getting upset at the peripherals.
Cool.
I don't know if that's what he was saying. I
mean, now, like with that, like to go ridiculousness, like when I play Call of Duty, I don't play Call of Duty very often. I need to reload my controller every time I need to reload my gun. Every time. No one will be reloading it when they have 20 out of 30 bullets.
The hunting rifle has that.
Oh yeah. For the Cabela's game, yeah.
I don't know what kind of feature that I would want in like a pre-existing game.
Yeah, it's hard because you have like when they came out, it was like they didn't seem like anything was missing, and now you're like, well, that'd be kind of cool if that game had it.
I'd like to see some of the online multiplayer games. I know Halo's starting to do it a little bit more. Actually, have more in-depth customization. As far as like your character and how they look to kind of stand apart more, almost kind of like, and he actually used it as an example when he was asking the question a little bit. He said kind of like how City of Heroes has the extreme character customization.
Yeah,
I'd like to see something like that to be able to kind of like how Forza allows you to build the car however you want and put whatever kind of designs you want on it. I'd like to see something a little bit more like that out of some of the shooters.
Very basic, like Rainbow Six Vegas did very well actually, because they actually had we could do your live face if you had the camera. Otherwise, most of the time the face feature. I mean, it was cool, but most of the time you had a mask on. But they actually had, I don't know, probably about 30, 40 selections for each head, arm, body.
Well, something like that. A little bit more detail into the customization would be nice for me.
A lot of these games that, like, I'm thinking of existing franchises that I like, and the things I'd like to see are, they're just things from other franchises. Like,
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
As much as I want that, I don't know if I really want that because
then it
sort of changes what it is. Then, So, you know what? I don't think there's anything that I want that there's not.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna say like literally like if your game makes yours unique without your Call of Duty like controls or whatever. I'm gonna go with that.
Another thing I would like, but this is just a thing. Like this is the one thing I like, PC gaming over console gaming, and it's probably the only thing is mappable controls.
Yes,
I don't understand why in this day and age I can't just make any button do anything I want.
Some games have that.
Not many.
Like what is there like 14 functions on the Xbox? Like 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. whatever. Okay, there's X amount of
16 and then not counting not counting movable joysticks.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's not just a screen where they'll give you like their 6 or 7 predetermined loadouts. It's like, screw you. What if I don't want to use it
give you
this
default
way?
And then give you
sure have your 6 options and then have one that's just called custom.
Yeah.
And let me assign every button to one. Like lay out your 16 functions and let me assign everything the way I want it. I don't understand why that's still complicated like nowadays.
Like my start button reloads my gun. That's what I want.
Why can't you do that in this day and age? Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't understand how that's not a thing yet.
Totally. I honestly, I retract my previous and agree completely with him. No, because it is that is a big feature.
That's crazy that you can't do that.
Because we were talking about different controllers and stuff a little while ago. I had, it was called the Phoenix controller. You could actually, the buttons were in little pods, and you can switch around where you wanted the buttons. So like if you wanted your buttons, like the AB, on the left-hand side and the analog on the right, you could. If you wanted both analog sticks on one side, you could. It was fully customizable. And I actually used it in the old Need for Speed game because I preferred to have the analog stick on the PS2 up higher because that's what you had to drive with. And I completely agree with you.
No, the thing that brought it up that made me even think of that's Halo 4 because, like, I still play off Halo 3 buttons.
Yeah.
So when I got Reach, they remapped the
They remapped it in ODS.
So then I switched it to, I think it's called Recon. Then Halo 4 came out, and then I picked it up, and I was like, what the hell are these? I didn't know what any of the buttons did, because I'm still used to Halo 3 buttons.
Yeah.
So then I had to find the one that was closest to Halo 3, which I think, again, is called Recon or Advanced Recon or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's still not the same, but it's just what I'm used to, and it's just like... And it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. And Forza Horizon did this too. The buttons are slightly different than they were on the previous Forzas. And it's like, why can't I just do this the way I want to do it?
Call it classic or something. Gears is going to do it. They're remapping buttons.
That's going to piss me off. It's just like, I've been playing Gears of War one way this whole time. Now you're going to remap the buttons.
Yeah, on the
it's
fourth
just going to
game.
upset me.
Yeah. On the fourth
I'll
game.
be back. I'm going to go die on the couch.
What?
Go to my office.
Oh.
Okay.
He'll be gone. Okay.
We could wrap the show by the time he comes back.
He's got to go tap a kidney.
Well, that's it for the
email.
The email and the social media.
Oh,
and
he
the
couldn't.
Gmail.
He couldn't have possibly gone at a worse time.
Yeah. We can start this, and we don't have to vote yet. Yeah.
Okay, we can start discussing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can also like give a little bit more on the character.
I know you only catch us occasionally, yeah. So we recently started this tournament where we're doing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. You're all caught up. Rock out.
I wouldn't say all caught up, but caught up enough.
Who's this week's matchups?
I'm pulling that information up as we speak. This week's matchup is for the heroes. Is Solid Snake from Metal Gear versus Mega Man.
Oh, crap.
So I think, again, let's go ahead and set the rule here for Mega Man. He doesn't get any of the crazy power-ups. He's got his default blaster, correct? Because it would play very similar to Sama's.
Back from filing my things.
But see, Mega Man, from what I understand, that's him. He's not wearing...
He had to defeat an enemy to get a power-up, though, that would modify his blaster. So I would think it would be his default blaster that he has.
The blaster he's got to have, because that's his only attack.
Yeah, that's built into him. And, he's
it's his arm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But all his, Cutsman being able to throw scissors and all that crap, no. Or the Hadouken.
No, Mega Man's weapon?
It's Snake and Mega Man.
Snake and Mega Man.
He's just going to hide in the box.
Isn't that the same thing? He can't use the box?
No cardboard boxes, Snake.
Damn it. Snake loses.
So he starts off with a pack of cigarettes and a Trink gun. Okay, got it. So
what does he do after? He puts a cardboard box on Mega Man and then just...
He knocks him out and he hides his body in a locker.
Nice.
I almost thought for a second, I was like, wait, can't you actually do this matchup? But I forgot Mega Man is not in Smash Brothers, which he would fit in Smash Brothers, but he's in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yep.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
They need Marvel vs. Capcom versus Smash Brothers.
Versus awesome. Namco versus
they
like
like their
All-Stars.
I brought that up like
versus Worlds.
One of our earliest episodes, that if all three of them would actually culminate on one game, which would never happen, you can have an ultimate, like, everybody gets
750 characters.
Yeah, everybody gets to represent themselves
6 on 6,
and it'll be available on all the platforms.
No, our character's underpowered. What do you mean? He's killing everybody right now. Underpowered. He's got to be the best.
All 600 Pokemon are in there.
Bowser's spikes on his back don't look sharp enough.
Yeah.
You gotta render that better.
Yeah. 600 damage.
There's no way Marcus can chainsaw Bowser. It's not possible.
Yeah, that would not go over very well.
Yeah, it would. You'd never get that.
Okay, so does anybody need a refresher between these two characters?
This is a tough one. I mean, Mega Man's... I like Mega Man better, but I don't know if he can beat Snake. I like Mega Man a lot better. Mega Man's like...
He can slide.
Yeah, but Snake actually has martial arts abilities.
That's what I'm saying. If he keeps in that range...
Close quarter combat.
In Mega Man X, Mega Man can, like, wall climb.
He's like, gonna get me now?
This is not X, this is Mega Man.
He can climb the shit out of a wall.
And just remember, all he could do
Snake's just like, come on!
Yeah, that's all he could. Well, we don't have to go as primitive as can be. I don't think he gets power-ups.
Yeah.
But Snake can't turn invisible then if we're not using.
He doesn't. No, but he still has close quarters combat. He's a proficient fighter.
It's going to come down to, can he get close enough, or can Mega Man stay far enough away?
Can he sneak up on Mega Man to punch him in the head?
Well, this is the they're facing off, they kind of both see each other kind of thing. So.
Well, he could run away and hide.
Mega Man has a lot of close combat battles, too. There's some bosses that are specifically made where you have to stay close.
Yeah, true.
Mega Man is a lot more versatile. He's had to fight against quite a variety of enemies.
Yeah, I was saying,
all the elements.
If you think about it, though,
fire in
they
like 6
both
different
have
ways.
fought some very, very similar enemies throughout the modified creatures and stuff.
Solid Snake has never fought Sheep Man. Sheep Man?
There was an octopus chick in 4, wasn't there? Wasn't there? Just nod. They were modeled after animals in 4. Yeah, and the mechs were cows. They make cow noises.
All right. Well,
so
I guess
he has fought modified
sheep.
mechanical animals.
All right. Shall we kick off the vote and see where we stand?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll go with the Blue Bomber.
Yes.
I'm also going with Mega Man.
Damn. I get outvoted.
Yeah.
Snake is too old these days, anyway.
Yeah, look at him. Have you seen him lately?
Is he even alive? Do we even know?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Well, I haven't seen.
And look at I actually picked Snake. Oh. Next week's going to be pretty interesting. Are we gonna reveal it so people can vote on them? Because I haven't really been putting the pictures up.
No, it's no big deal. If anybody has any problems with what we do, we've only had one so far, and we're still giving them a shot.
Yes. Okay. So we decided. Let me update this. General Shepard is advancing over Psycho Mantis. Oh, this is perfect with having you here, sir.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is. For the villains bracket, it's Officer Tenpenny, who is Samuel L. Jackson in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yes.
Okay. Versus Ganon.
Ganon or Ganondorf? Or is
Ganon. We're just Ganon.
It encompasses both?
Yeah.
Well, there's actually something new to this in the last years. Since the Hyrule Historia Zelda book came out, we found out that...
Did you translate it?
Is that no? The American ones are releasing in a week or two,
comes
right?
out in January.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you translated the Japanese?
There are translations online, but we found out there's like a new split from Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And in that split, the whole idea is like the hero failed to win, so Ganondorf actually like wins.
Really?
That's a canonical story. So I can't think of another game where a villain actually wins and it's part of the canonical story, and there's a sequel based off the villain winning.
Which sequel was it?
Him winning goes into A Link to the Past.
Really? Interesting.
Because that's what
there's other games too.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Ganon's the bigger badass, but he's until you brought that up, I was gonna be like, he's O for the century.
Well, what villain is not O? Every villain, well, at least in classic gaming, you play the villain. Yeah, he might beat you 100 times, but none of those count.
Yeah, it's just the one time you beat him. Yeah.
Well, that goes back to Wesker, where even though you beat him, he still kind of won in the end in certain scenarios. So. Does anybody want to?
Can you give a refresh? Who's he fighting? Because I'm not too...
Officer Tenpenny, which was
I'm not that familiar with him.
It's Samuel
GTA.
L. Jackson from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. He was the corrupt cop that kept messing with you through the whole game.
Yeah.
We needed fillers.
He does have a better voice actor.
He was clearly we needed somebody.
I don't
to
know,
throw
man.
in.
I could totally see Sam Jackson doing a voice of Ganon because I can see Sam Jackson doing anything.
That'd be hilarious.
Sam Jackson should do the voice of Ganon.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're stating it right here now.
Trademarked. Forward compatible. We get likeness rights.
Yeah.
Do we even have to try to discuss this one?
No.
Let's see where we stand. I'm on Ganon's side.
Ganon keeps coming back too, and it sort of reveals how at the end of Skyward Sword, there's the legends here, how there's going to be a new reincarnation of him forever.
We totally have to do a complete Zelda cast one day.
Because I'm just thinking, I'm thinking of just some of the scenes against him, even in I think the either
the most memorable for me was we discussed it was Wind Waker, the end of Wind Waker.
Yeah.
What doesn't he get the sword through the head?
Through the top of the head.
Yeah. Then there's. I'm just reliving some of the battles with him in my head that I've had, and those are pretty fun.
Are they set to an orchestral score now since we went and saw it? It is for me now.
The one I watched your stream of it, or not the stream, the walkthrough of Skyward Sword, because that's the one I still haven't gotten.
Well, that's not Ganon.
It's hard. It's hard to... No. I'm thinking of the boss fight that from when I was telling you about with that chick that I called you about the other day. Whatever.
Anyways,
so no, okay. This was I wanted to actually bring that story up during.
I thought
we
agreed that we were not going to talk about that.
I was going to bring. Okay, we don't have to talk. Well, I was actually going to bring that whole story up during the Wii U discussion.
Okay.
We've still got one more here, and it's actually our final first round matchup for the sidekicks, because the sidekick bracket is significantly smaller.
We should take a break on that for a few weeks and let the other brackets catch up.
Well, let's finish this one, and then
we can finish round one and wait for round two to start on the other.
Because this one's going to be damn interesting.
Ooh.
Okay. The final two for the sidekick bracket is your dog from Fable 2. Okay. As a sidekick versus Mark's favorite. HK-47.
Ooh, that's not even a contest right there.
From Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, he just got slaughtered. I'm sorry.
Who got slaughtered?
Your dog. He's dead in the ditch. Do you know who HK-47 is?
I'm just saying that that dog. He finds a lot of shit better.
He does.
He's got a freaking laser gun. All of a sudden,
wait a second. Depending on your choices, the dog does come back from the dead. So,
and he's a pretty big badass. He takes on a lot of stuff. When you tell him,
you can have him fight.
HK-47 is an assassin robot.
If you get enough books,
your dog is an assassin.
Your dog's pretty sick. You have to find all the right books, though.
And he does.
That's
tricks.
just too hard. I just gotta give him a gun and he goes off and kills shit. And he's an aggressor. Oh my god, he has melee combat. He could punch. Has heavy weapons.
I have no idea what is being talked about.
Okay,
don't explain
No. We have to because you're a part of this. He can take HK and describe to you this character. But Fable 2 was the one that introduced the dog.
You get a dog that walks around with you. You get him from the very, very beginning of the game.
As a puppy.
At Fable 2. And he takes the entire journey with you. And it's hard to explain if you've never played the game, but you actually become ridiculously emotionally attached to this dog.
That's why I'm going to lose.
You can train him to do tricks. He'll play fetch with you in the game.
You could
HK doesn't play fetch.
The way that you treat him actually
that's important.
The way that you treat him throughout the course of your game, which is why the dog may win or lose at the end of this, because I don't know what you did to your dog. But it actually molds your dog. You can scold him constantly and he'll become weaker and what have you, or you can praise him and buy expensive books or find the books and train him to be more aggressive, more loyal, more fearless and whatnot. So it depends on how you map out the game, what kind of final product dog you have. Mark might have got,
I didn't finish it.
A riffraff dog.
He kicked the dog.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, what does this do?
Yeah.
And then it's
my dog. I bought him the best of everything, and he saved my life so many times throughout the game because I'd always get him like the gold collars and stuff, and like I got him the best of it. I gave him like treats every 5 minutes.
He was your complete companion throughout the entire
I'm sure that
game.
dog wants that gold collar instead of the
whatever.
It
made him.
Why didn't you buy me the platinum one?
And since the game's so old, I don't think we have to worry about spoiling it. There comes a point at the end of the game, your dog gets killed. Okay? So you have 3 choices once you beat the game. You can either save the world, save your wife, or save the dog.
I saved the dog.
I saved the dog. Yes. Yeah. People resented me for it afterwards. They talked crap to you the whole time.
You really, really do become that ridiculously close to that dog. And it's like I said, I mean, I was getting
better than
all the
my
time.
wife.
We used to always play with that squeaky ball, and I used to throw it and make him go fetch, and we just I don't know.
You go, woof,
Did you ever throw it off a cliff?
No.
He just runs to the edge and looks. I'm serious. He would.
All right. I don't know what this dog is, but it sounds pretty exciting.
Now, sir, would you go ahead and do the honors of
right.
explaining HK?
HK-47 is from the Star Wars Knights of the Republic. He's the absolute fan favorite of that series. He is a robot you find on Dantooine, and literally, he's just right from the start. He had his memory actually wiped, but you unlock it right away. And he turns out he was this assassin who was so freaking good at his job, he ended up going after his owners and killing them. I don't know how they don't explain how he actually got his memory erased, but once you unlock it, he turns into the most badass character, and he just his one-liners are just so good that he calls you a meatbag the whole time. I mean, he's great. He's a tank basically in that game. He'll take a ton of damage, he'll do the most. And other than that, I mean, he's one of the favorite characters ever come out of the Star Wars universe. For anyone that does the games.
All right, let's kick off. I'll kick off the voting here just to see where we're at. I'm going with Mark.
Oh, okay.
Really? After that emotional?
I'm just saying. I was explaining the dog. I'm trying to give him
I thought you were going to shed a tear.
But
I'm about to.
But
it's a fond memories.
I gotta go with Mark. I have played KOTOR, and he's
I have to go with the dog. And the reason is I've played KOTOR. Maybe I didn't do him right, but he was entertaining for what he was, but he was a support character. The dog did so much more for me in a gameplay.
Dog was an attack.
Yeah, he was if on a gameplay basis because of the way that I played the character. The dog did more for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going with my.
And that also depends on how you spec HK. I had him as a tank damage guy who would go front of the line and he'd kill everybody and he'd probably take half damage if anything.
Sure.
And he has repair.
I'm assuming you're going with him as well.
Yes, I am.
Dun, dun, dun. Are you
Well,
tying it up?
after your emotional speech about the dog, yet not voting for him
for the dog,
I guess you must have an even more emotional speech about this other thing.
I do not.
But it's better. Well,
he's probably
whatever. We'll go with that thing then. I'll abstain, so it's 2-1.
Okay.
Abstained. That's the first.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm sorry, your dog.
I'm gonna cry all over again.
So we will take
your dog. Probably just got slaughtered.
We will take.
He can come back though.
He can come back.
Damn. I apologize. We have one more for the because we skipped the first one because we lost that one. So we
yeah, that's from the lost episode.
Very top.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best one. I'm glad that one came up last time.
Okay, good.
I'm glad we lost that first one now.
No, I'm not. That fucking episode was
good.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. What are we doing today? Next episode?
No, that's next week.
Right. Tune in next week. Next week is going to be really good.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, you want to do that?
Oh, sure.
Jason ruined it.
Jason ruined it with my what coupon was it supposedly?
Antibiotics,
yeah. I actually
tell me next time.
I actually have a free buy two get one free coupon to use at GameStop that's good until the 30th of this month. So I don't know, should we do a contest for it? Should we do?
I think you just
read off the number.
I say you just read it off, and it's just a free for all. So somebody's gonna show up to GameStop, can I put in this code? They're gonna be like, sorry, not valid.
All right.
You go, Damn you, Mark.
I'll read it off, and maybe in the comments I'll actually list it again just in case.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is the code. It's good until the 30th of this month, so if you want to go ahead and get some stuff, works on pre-owned games and those areas. But here it is. It is EBC 303 6178. Then there's a dash. PVV RQHN2.
Put that in the description.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Please.
Yeah. If you listen to it there, otherwise, Yes. This is limited time. It's only until the 30th, and then it's first come, first serve. Free giveaways! Ah!
I got so much crap I forget to bring it and set
that's
up
because you're a
contests.
terrible person.
I got so much crap that we could give away.
Also, maybe if you say Mark's the best host and he is really sexy and
don't do that at all.
That might get you a free code too for something. Maybe tell your friends to like the page and then tell me you did it. And then I'll give it to you.
That's what you should do.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry. Lack of sleep.
Clearly, we don't have the experience of giving away stuff like you do.
I should have said go like the page. First one like the page.
So,
gets it. No, whatever.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's all I got. My antibiotics coupon.
So this week we're going to, for the topic of the week, we're going to be talking the Wii U. This is our first.
You didn't sing.
Tony's topic of the week.
Sorry.
There we go.
So
this is our first.
He did it really cute. It was really fast, and he knew he had to get because he had to go to work. And he was like,
I was like, no, Tony's topic of the week.
And we're gonna bring into it.
So this is our first home console launch since we started this show. We did cover the Vita when that came out, but we also that was our second episode ever, so we didn't.
And if you would have gotten we would have had another one to do. But
it's not out yet.
I'm just saying we'll have another one to do if you actually would have followed through.
I'm gonna buy it.
And
Don't worry, I will buy it.
And the fans told them to pre-order.
Yeah, and the fans,
Clearly
and they told them to do it. Apparently, if you tell them what to do, you don't do it.
Yeah.
Hate Tony. Go leave.
So there's this council
dirty comments.
Yeah, I'm well aware of the Ouya.
And I'm gonna buy it.
He's gonna
for some reason,
but he's not gonna support them.
For some reason, I'm a terrible person because I didn't support their Kickstarter program.
Yeah. First one says he's a terrible person.
And then it's gonna get lost in the mail.
Yeah, probably.
That's UPS's fault.
Yeah. Oh man, we have so much damaged product from UPS last month.
So Wii U. You're the only one that picked it up so far.
I've played it.
Would you like to give us some initial thoughts, good sir? Actually,
Real quick.
let me get this story out of the way. Okay.
Okay.
Because we were talking about how there's a lot of Wii U's still at the stores, right?
Yeah.
Me and Mark were both saying this. I have a lot at my
I
store
can't
still.
sell them, and I'm a salesman.
Yeah. It's not like I'm not even trying. They're selling themselves. There's just a lot of them, and the demand is not as high as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's sadly
At least not yet.
low, very low, a lot lower than I thought it.
Me and Moss were talking about this on the way over here. That it's probably because Nintendo's only run one. There's no reason for them to spend $1 gazillion on advertising because they're moving quick enough where they will eventually sell out with the limited amounts that got shipped stateside.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And why piss away millions of dollars on an ad campaign when they're moving just fine? Mm-hmm. The thing that I ran into, okay, because I wanted to bring the story up from a little earlier, was with that girl I was hanging out with that we were talking, and she was asking me about it, about the end of Skyward Sword. And that's when I actually texted Moss because I didn't know. I didn't beat that game. And I didn't know what she was talking about.
So, did you... first off, did you call
This
Masses
is a great...
for advice to hit on some chick?
No.
That's what it sounds like to me.
No. Just hanging out with a girl. We were talking video games, and she asked me... because
They said, yawn.
No.
Arm around.
No, that's not what happened. So I text him to try to help her out, and then... whatchamacallit? Thanks for calling. Fuck, God, I hate Mark.
I know, right?
I stayed quiet this time.
I know, but you wanted to, right? When he said,
I wasn't listening.
No.
Got a text message, I'm sorry.
Nah, cool. Well, you were talking about how you texted Masses about what the ending of Skyward Sword was.
So then we're talking, and then she works her way through. She starts watching the ending from you guys.
From my video guide.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we started talking, and she's like asking me questions about the Wii and stuff, because she plays, obviously. She almost beat Skyward Sword, and then I was like, so are you getting the Wii U? And she's like, no, because she doesn't want to play, or she wants to play video games on a TV.
Okay.
Now let that sit in for a second. We all know better, but that's what the casuals are thinking about this, is what that stemmed off to me. This chick obviously plays. She was explaining stuff at the very end of Skyward Sword. She does video game. And she doesn't even understand what the Wii U is.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of perception problems right now. And I think Nintendo will eventually correct that with a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
A marketing campaign that they do not need to run right now. Mm-hmm. Because if they would run it, it would be draining money. It might build...
hype.
Yeah, hype, and it might get... like, I haven't seen anything about the Wii U on, like, news. You don't see it in newspapers. No. You don't really see it on TV.
Not a national publication.
Yeah, it's not... Like, I mean, you see it on, like, Jimmy Fallon or something, but, like, it's not being picked up as news.
I think USA Today is the only decent-sized national publication that reviewed it, and it was such a half-ass review by just their tech guy, not even, like, a video game expert, that it was kind of, like...
Right. But
shoddy at best.
Like, ABC 7 News in Chicago, they picked up... They talked about the release of Call of Duty, the midnight release. But it's a little segment. They mentioned it, but
it was the week of.
They don't. Nintendo has gotten nothing, and I think it's deliberate. They're waiting because they know people like me will buy anything they send out, and it's good. It's a good console too. But I think come springtime, I think they're going to be putting a lot more money into the marketing. And I think people will find out what it really is.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo's the masters at creating artificial demand with like intentional shortages and whatnot. Right now, I think that they're placating to the Nintendo fans, like you said, the people that already know they follow Nintendo regularly, the people that are in the know that read video game news constantly, and they're going to run out and get the Wii. They want to be the first adapters of the system. Then I think the spring is when it'll let up a little bit after the holiday season. The replenishments will come in for stocking. It'll already be available all across the world. And then that's when I think they'll be readily available in stores constantly. That's when I think the ad campaign will kick in, when sales start slowing.
Yeah.
After that initial, all the Nintendo fans ran out and got one. So that's what I think. I don't know.
See, I also would say, like... I get, they have the development cost of putting it out there, but, this is holiday season still. Do you think they should have put out at least a little bit more of the marketing to get the families who are like, oh, the new console, now the kid wants it, now I gotta go get it kind of thing?
Well, I don't think they would almost be setting people up for disappointment in a sense, because, I really want it, and then, you can't get it, and then, you might get it for $600-700 on eBay or whatever. It'll be like the Wii all over again, like from... 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's the other big problem too. Is I think not anything super significant, but maybe 5 or 10% of the Wii U sales so far were people anticipating it selling out everywhere, and we're just trying to resell it after the fact for more money. And they're kind of getting burned because I've been paying attention to them on Craigslist and eBay and Amazon, where initially they were selling pre-order rights for $800 to the Wii U, and now that they're like available everywhere on Craigslist, they're going for like $360, $370, like $20 over what they were.
Trying to get some money
because now they're just like, I just want to get my money back.
Because that's even they're actually counting like nothing there after tax. They're probably either they're probably making like maybe a few bucks if anything.
Well, I know people pre-ordered 4 or 5 of them, thinking the exact same thing was going to happen. There was going to be a super huge shortage. Come Christmas time, parents were going to be willing to pay upwards of $1,000 for this console to get it in time for their children, and it's just not there this time.
If you had the 32 gig, I think right now you would have the demands. It's not going to last long, but the white ones are just, you can find almost anywhere.
The white ones
That's racist.
The white ones aren't selling because there's no reason to not. If you're staring at both of them. $50 in regular life is a significant amount of money, but when you're spending in the 300s, the difference between 300 and 350 is nothing.
I've had a lot of people who they just want it for the color.
Yeah, the color's better. You get 2 additional things that they sell for $20 later on. You're getting a $60 game and a bigger hard drive, all for $50.
Is Nintendo Land $60?
Yeah.
Okay, because Nintendo Land, that alone, I don't even care anything else. That's a full blown game. You buy that, like if that was not a bundled game, and the console was $50 cheaper, I would still buy Nintendo Land. And Nintendo Land is a must have game on the system.
To me, to me, it seems like from what I was reading on some of the other sites, the Wii U Cradle is one of the better features of it too, even though it's just a stupid little plastic clip. The thing for the physical tablet, because it's just awkward.
Well, one thing about the Wii U tablet, I don't know if you guys know this, but you know how there's the Wii sensor bar? Mm-hmm. There's a built-in sensor bar into the gamepad, so you actually don't even need a sensor bar by your TV if you're playing. So there's a video online. I saw this guy. He's playing Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, and he's not playing with the sticks. There's multiple ways to play. You can play it with the pointer, and he has the console on the cradle, and he has the sensor bar hooked up. And he's pointing at the screen from like a foot away and like aiming that way, and it looks kind of cool actually. And he's playing with the Wiimote and nunchuck, but he's playing Call of Duty just on the gamepad, and it's the full blown game running, and I think it runs on 480 or whatever on the gamepad. But in that sense, like the cradle is kind of cool for that purpose. I mean, it's something to place it on.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine how you would play something like that otherwise.
Well, I don't think it's for anything more than like that, or because I know to run like the mic, like if you get a Turtle Beach headset or something, you actually have to have the headset because the Pro controller doesn't have an outlet or an inlet for a mic, so you have to actually run it through the gamepad and then have the gamepad with the I don't know how they explained it, but basically you need to be running both remotes to be able to talk through a headset. And for something like that, you don't exactly want to risk having that the Wii U tablet controller like just kind of sitting on the couch next to you and have it possibly drop on the floor. It's just nicer to set it in one of those cradles and just have it sit there, or for when it's charging. Isn't the port at the bottom?
Yeah. So
you don't have to have it laying flat and possibly, I don't know. I mean,
things happen.
Yeah. So I think that thing's just a really good...
I think it's at the bottom.
Protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my opinion on that. Yeah. So what do you think of the Wii U so far, good sir?
I'm enjoying it so far. I have 3 games. I have the Mario, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U. I'll just go one by one here. New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. It's New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's the same type of game. It's like part 2. It doesn't really use you don't even need the tablet to play. So that's one thing about the Wii U in general that is different from the Wii. The Wii, when it came out with the Wiimote, they had to fundamentally redefine almost every single type of game they play because the controller, a standard like a GameCube controller, and a Wii U and a Wii remote and nunchuck played so differently. It didn't transition well, so they had to redesign games around the Wiimote. Mm-hmm. The gamepad, it's not so much the case. You can have any sort of game and just have added features with the gamepad, some games are probably not even going to use the gamepad, or they'll use it just like you said, like as a screen.
Yeah,
it shows the map, and that's nice. It's actually very nice, but it's not important, and it doesn't hurt the game the fact that it's there, but it might not help the game.
Yeah.
So Mario is one of those games where it does fine without the gamepad. It's fun. If you liked New Super Mario Brothers Wii, you'd probably like New Super Mario Brothers U. I'd say it's probably a little better. It's a little more fluid, I think, playing with the joysticks and playing with I didn't like the Wii D-pad for whatever reason. It didn't feel right.
It was like octagoned off. It was like you could get stuck in one of those crevices.
It's the same basic D-pad on the Wii gamepad, but I feel like I control Mario better. I don't know. It plays very nicely. Then there's so I bought this other game, Game Party Championships or whatever. $30. I've been streaming it online on Twitch, and it's awful. It's so bad. It is like every single game is literally the same thing. It's you aim with the gamepad, and you have the stylus, and you flick something.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like the Game Party series? Like
it's Game Party. It is Game Party 5. It's
those
the 5th game.
Good back then either. Like, I really, I'm like, oh my god, this is dull. I didn't want to connect. Oh my god, that was bad too.
Well,
I did, this has not been a good series, but somehow it's still around.
Game Party 5. This is basically that. I mean, there's a game you actually go to an arcade type thing, and it's all arcade games. Like there's that game where you playing basketball.
Yeah,
and
it's like Mega Touch.
Yeah,
the old Mega Touch machines.
Touch Masters.
Yeah, Touch Masters. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like basically like you control the basketball and you fling it and it shoots it and the rim moves back and forward.
Well, yeah, that's what, like the Touch Masters. You get like one of my dentist office used to have. It was awesome. It was
great. Think of dentistry and you think of Game Party Champion.
Okay.
There's
pulling teeth.
That game's like pulling teeth.
Well, was it even worth the $30?
Probably for the humor that we've had about how bad it is.
Okay.
It's not a good game. There's not many redeeming qualities behind Game Party. I bought the first Game Party on the Wii, and it had a trivia game, and like everybody had Wiimotes, and it was multiple choice, and you pointed, and there was like this timer and the points based on how long it takes you to answer. That was a lot of fun. That was worth the purchase of the original Game Party, just the trivia game. The other 8 games were awful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this game doesn't have trivia.
It doesn't have anything worth of value.
Which would have been cool to have, because then you could have just poked your selection.
Yes.
I mean, with the styles, you think you're doing the same game. I think this is still the basketball game, and you're doing something else.
So it actually has a story mode.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Listen to this. I kid you not. Like, I couldn't believe that this was part of it. So you play as this, like, I guess like a college student now, who's a lazy bum, sleeps in his parents' bedroom. Or,
Jesus!
That would get really awkward.
Parents' basement. He's incredibly lazy. Doesn't want to do anything with his life. Okay, this is you. This is the character you're playing.
Yeah, sweet.
Way to establish.
What you're probably already doing.
Yes. So then, like, there's the sidekick character who's trying to get you to go to the arcade to play in this classic arcade that's like they having this championship. So there's actually a story, and your character is like Link from Zelda. He's silent, doesn't say anything, doesn't have a name.
You just described Angry Andy, just so you know. It's like, Andy, come on out.
But then, I kid you not, like 3 minutes into the opening scene, your sidekick character says to you, I know it's been rough since your dad died.
What? Oh, Jesus.
Why is that a thing?
And I heard you can play as a girl too, and that has a girl. And then if you're playing as your your mom died.
Why is that a thing?
Either way, one of your parents die, and the thing is, up until that 4th minute or whatever of the game, they're trying to make it as if you're that person, and then
the press guy who sits in his parents. What?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I guess parent.
Who agreed that was okay to put on there?
Yeah. Well, I was offended.
I would be too.
My dad is alive and well, but I mean,
literally, why?
It just seems like they're like, ooh, Nintendo's letting us do a little something M-rated now. Let's just throw stupid shit in there for the sake of throwing stupid shit in there.
All right. So the point about Game Party Champions is that there is still shovelware is alive and well, and
it happens.
And you're supporting it.
Yeah. Yes.
Now it's on sale.
I was hoping for trivia. I didn't get trivia. Maybe DLC down the road.
Yeah, who knows?
So, Game Party Championships is off. So, New Super Mario Brothers U is good.
Must buy?
Yes, it is a must buy. There are some Miiverse stuff in Wii U, in New Super Mario Brothers U that I'll get to when we talk about Miiverse. The other game I got was Nintendo Land, and it's really, there's like a dozen games in it. And someone might think, oh, this is probably shovelware. It's in this Game Party Championship.
Does your parent die?
It's a trend.
Your grandfather's dead. Damn it.
Damn.
Wii Play on the Wii was garbage. Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
Even Wii Sports, it was fun, but it was not very deep.
No, not deep, but that was way better than Play. Play, I was like, why did I get this? I did it for the controller.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Text was awesome.
Nintendo Land is neither of those. Nintendo Land is far from either of those. So I've played about half of the games that are on Nintendo Land. I've played the Zelda game, the Metroid game, the Pikmin game, the Donkey Kong game, and a few others. Some of them I can't play since they're multiplayer exclusive. Like, I've heard amazing things about the Luigi game. It's like this hide.
I've heard about that. Yeah, it's like you play as, if you're Luigi, you play as the hider, or if you're the seeker, I guess you're playing as Toad.
However it is, I don't exactly know, but I've heard amazing things. Like, people are saying that's the best game of the bunch, and I've played some really good games on it. So I can't wait to play that.
It was kind of cool because when you're Luigi, you have a map and it shows you where all of them are, and then you basically you have to go find them. It sounds really cool.
That sort of asymmetric gameplay where you have material that the other people don't have, like people who are playing with the Wiimotes and you have the gamepad. there's a lot of possibilities with that, and a lot of party game possibilities.
They need to make a Riddick game. The multiplayer in Riddick, you could be Riddick, and you could see in the dark, and the mercs that were chasing you couldn't. That would be awesome on the screen.
No, they already got a Mario game very similar to that. I don't know if it's the one you're talking about, because I can't remember which one it's called.
You're talking about the one with Luigi with the ghosts, right?
The only one that can see him is the guy with the gamepad. Well, the other 3 players run around with the Wiimotes, and they can't see what the guy with the gamepad
can
see.
That's different than the Luigi game, but there is like a hide and seek type game like that, where it's like 4-on-1.
Where the one guy has a severe advantage. With the...
It's fun, though.
With the
that
tablet,
type of game can be fun. I haven't played a lot of that, though. I did play the Metroid game.
I don't know how well it's going to work for siblings that are limited to one Wii U, like who gets the tablet and who doesn't.
A lot of broken tablets.
Yeah.
So I did play the Metroid game.
Dreams.
Metroid Blast.
Angry Parents.
I have to say, that Metroid Blast game is a lot of fun. It's really good. It's really deep. There's a lot of levels. Like, that game alone is probably just going through the main quest, maybe 2-3 hours of gameplay. And doing, like, there's so many optional things, so many, like, little achievement things to complete it. Like, that game alone might be 6-7 hours of gameplay.
Really?
That's just the Metroid game.
1 out of 12, right?
And that's a lot of fun. That uses the nunchuck and or you can play it as different. I haven't even touched the gamepad features, actually. I've been playing with the nunchuck and the Wiimote, with the aiming, and it's a lot of fun. Metroid Blast is amazing. The Donkey Kong Crash Course game, that used the gamepad and you like tilt
the gyrometer or the gyro
meters.
Yeah, man.
It's incredibly addicting. Yeah. Like, it's the most simplistic game, but it's so much fun. Like, and like with that game in particular, I think it's the type of thing they can just keep expanding on it as they go. Like, I don't even know how many levels there are. I mean, I played it for maybe an hour and I haven't beat the first level because it's really elaborate though. Huh. I don't know. Have you guys seen the Donkey Kong game?
No, actually,
you have to look at gameplay to really understand
most people haven't actually put that in the review for some reason because I don't know.
The biggest streams I've been watching and the stuff I know the most about is Zombie U and Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
Those are the 2 I've been really watching a lot of gameplay videos on and stuff. So
without going into every single Nintendo Land game, Nintendo Land is the real deal. It is a must-buy. More than Mario.
From what I've heard so far, it's being compared to like Orange Box for like a full length, like a $60 game that has so much packed into it.
Yeah,
Orange Box is great.
Orange Box is great too, but it was a similar premise. I mean,
just pack
Orange Box had
what
5 or 6 games that were all like just 7 or 8 hours. They weren't like huge games.
I think they could have released Metroid Blast on itself as like a side game and called it in package box and sold it for $39.99, and it would be a worthy purchase. Yeah. Just that game.
Nice.
There's a lot of content in there. There's something for everybody. Didn't have much fun. The Zelda game is not the greatest, and I've heard that's one of the weakest. So
yeah,
that's kind of surprising.
Oh, the other one I heard that's actually
the Pikmin game is amazing too.
Oh, I love the Pikmins.
The one I heard that's really, really, really good actually is the Scribblenauts game.
Yes, I haven't played Scribblenauts yet, but looking forward to it.
I think that was the best reviewed launch game. I think. I might be wrong. Like, out of the launch window, the ones that actually Nintendo made that weren't just ports from other systems, that was the one that got reviewed the best in the launch window. Because I think Mario got like a 9, and I think that got like a 9.2 or 9.3.
Depends on who you look at. And I mean, like, I've heard, you mentioned Zombie U. Like, I've read some negative critical reviews saying the game was too hard. I heard it was... like too slow because it's actually a horror game. Like, parts of it are too slow, and I've heard you're gonna die. You can't beat the game without dying. Like, you're gonna die.
Yeah, I mean that's the point.
In this day and age, it's almost like it should be illegal to make a game that hard.
From what I understand, the main people's gripes with it is it's not because it kind of is on the fence between 2 genres, and it doesn't do either one very well, and people think it has an identity crisis. It's not a run around mindless zombie game like there's out,
like
and it's not a survival. It's not a very good survival horror game, and it's just kind of riding the fence of both and doesn't pick or choose and do either one very well. And it's the identity crisis is what a lot of people are having the problem with.
I know that, and a lot of complaints about the combat in it. Like some of the weapons, like because I guess you use
it's a lot of melee. And, I heard
the main weapons like so underpowered, and
I guess there's only a few different animations for like when like say you got your main melee weapon, and it's like and you got to hit every zombie 6 or 7 times to make them go down, and it's that same animation over and over. Where after you kill 4 or 5 zombies, you're kind of like, okay, this is really repetitive.
It's usually 3 to 4 because I did watch gameplay. I know, just to give you more like exact amount because like literally the review IGN was doing, like, it's about 3 to 4 hits per zombie per kill. Usually you'll have a few on screen at once. Then trying to think what else they were kind of critical about. I mean, they said the atmosphere in the game was like perfect though. Like it was scary. It was good.
I heard it looked like crap. That was a lot of people's thing too. It was like,
well, I was talking about atmosphere.
But, no, I'm just saying the actual it should have been a lot more impressive, I guess. And that I've heard from sites, and the only guy I know who actually bought it said the same thing. He's like, it doesn't look very good.
I've working at Gen Game and such. A lot of the people have the game, and I've heard nothing but good things from the people that have played it. Yeah. While the critics, it's very mixed.
Yeah. Did you guys have a review up for it yet?
The girl who's working on it will have it up soon.
Okay, cool. Do you know any if she likes it yet or what?
Yes,
she likes it.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. A couple of the people have it, and like I said, I haven't heard any bad things from people who actually have it.
It's mostly like the critics.
Yeah. And I've read some of the critics. And it bothers me that some of the critics complained that the game was too hard.
Oh yeah, me too. No, that's not that should never be a negative.
That's a negative
for a game.
Now in gaming.
Yeah, that should never be a negative in a game.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about mixed reviews,
unless it's broken.
Have you guys seen all the reviews for the Wii U? They've been popping up from day one all the way up till now because people actually wanted to wait till the remaining stuff came online, and that's another thing that's getting ridiculously mixed reactions.
Yeah, from what I hear as well. I've read good and bad. Like the actual review on the system.
The actual,
like when you review the system, yeah, that's also mixed. But that's usually for
it's too early.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's reviewing a brand new system? There's 25 games or whatever at launch.
Yeah,
some of the features aren't even implemented yet. You can get a negative review since the game shipped and the YouTube thing wasn't working yet. It took 3 days for an update.
Yeah.
All right, that's a knock. That's a bad thing. But somebody buying the system 3 months from now,
does it
matter if that got docked half a point?
Yeah.
But nowadays, if you're reviewing it, console shipped unready, that's a negative. The same thing happened with the 3DS. People were the first few months of the 3DS, people were complaining that it shipped when it was not ready.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who bought the game,
with everything.
Everybody who bought the system 3, 4, 5 months later, all that was included. So all those original reviews didn't really matter.
If you can find me a single game that's come out in the last few years that was shipped unready, I'd be absolutely surprised. The reason is things always get cut. There's not a single game to come out this generation that did not have. They ran out of time and they had to cut features.
The problem is now it's becoming okay to ship an unready product.
Yeah, and that's not on the developers. That's on the publishers.
No, that's on everybody.
Well, I know,
that's on console manufacturers, developers, publishers. Well, people are fucking lazy because they're like, we'll just patch it later. That's the wrong.
I guess you could say
that's the wrong way to do business.
Most of the time, it ends up being is the publisher saying it has to be ready now.
Yeah, I know.
And developers like, no, I need more time. They'll give you 2 weeks, and that's not enough time. That's why I blame publishers on that one board. Developers, yes, you could probably say that they're probably a little bit lazy on it.
I'm just saying, it's like instead of turning into something like a luxury, like, hey, just in case we can go in and fix it, it's turned into fuck it, send them the disc and we'll just patch it later.
Yeah.
Make the money now and then we'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it. Day one patches are just a common occurrence on every single game nowadays.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's just they ship unready. Everything ships unready.
There's no quality control anymore. It's just well, whatever.
I would say none, but I mean, the one game that I can think of off the top of my head, Darksiders 2, there was a lot of glitches and stuff. There was a lot of game-ending glitches that came out, and people were discovering in the first week that the game came out. Everyone's like, did they even test this thing? What is this?
Yeah.
In reality, they do rigorous tests.
No, yeah.
And but
it's like a 20-man team testing the game. You can't find every
exactly.
little...
Yeah, you don't have 600,000 people or whatever in the first week playing the game.
The other thing too is, you're not gonna find some things will only happen on certain things. I know you'll take pretty much any game from Bethesda. At the exact same spot, it'll only break on the PS3 if you do this one thing.
Oh yeah. They had that really bad break where it,
you know what I mean?
anytime you touch the water after one of their patches, game killing glitch, and now he's on PS3.
So I mean, I understand you got realistic goals. You can't possibly. What I'm saying is, it seems like they're way too lazy. Like how did they not? Because discs print 3 weeks before the launch.
A little bit more than that. Sometimes people get games more than 3 weeks before.
Yeah, it depends.
They leak. Well, they print them in Mexico. So they at least for the North American.
They're supposed to be, but it varies a little.
Yeah. Okay, but
I mean, games like
going back to the
Mist.
to the Wii U though for this, like I wouldn't look too far into the reviews now. I mean, if you're gonna get a Wii U, you're gonna get it. Like if you really want one right now, you're gonna get it for the games because you know there's gonna be a new Mario, whatever Galaxy, whatever it is. You know there's gonna be a new Zelda. You know there's gonna be the new Pikmin's coming.
Smash Brothers,
Mario Kart, the Bayonetta's coming.
Paper Mario on the console.
You're gonna get all of that eventually, and it's all gonna be amazing because Nintendo doesn't make bad stuff for those core franchises. Get that. If you're not if you're one of those people on the fence now. Like, a review of the system at launch right now is not going to be a deciding factor whether you pick up the console 10 months from now.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be the games, it's going to be...
I would say you should almost do reviews probably, I don't know, maybe a year, 2,
There should not be console reviews. I don't know why those exist.
Well, this the ones that I've read, some of them from they got like I was saying earlier, like USA Today and stuff. They did do some nitpicking on Nintendo Network not being fully up yet and stuff like that. But I also don't go to USA Today for my video gaming reviews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The bigger sites that actually handled it responsibly, like Joystick and IGN
1UP
and stuff like that, they took all that stuff into an account. They're like, we understand, Hulu Plus will be up next week. We're not docking at points because those guys couldn't get their apps ready. They were talking more on like an actual physical hardware, what it could do. Mm-hmm. That's what they were reviewing their system.
So that's what I was saying. Like, you almost literally the best looking 360 games, the best looking PS3 games are coming now because they've been optimized so much over the years. That's why the reviews, they're not going to mean much for a few more years when they actually get that down.
That's a key thing. What you just said about the games, the best 360 games looking well now. There's a lot of uncertainty floating around about the Wii U with how powerful it really is, like what it's capable. Like, you can dig into the specs and everything, but the biggest question really to a lot of Nintendo fans that they're saying is this a current gen or is it a next gen or is it an in-between? Like, we don't really know how big of a leap when I say this gen, I mean PS3, 360. We don't know how much of a leap that's really going to be graphically. Is the 720 and the PS4, when they come out, are those games going to be playable on the Wii U? Like, there's a mixed because this is most people.
You mean like
the Wii U is it's on par with the 360 right now in the sense that games can work on both.
Yeah,
but you're barely using the Wii U's power.
We'll see. I don't know because the Wii U, this is factual. Nintendo's come out and said this because they're being very secretive about half of the hardware, but the actual RAM allocation. There's 2 full gigs. 1 gig is devoted entirely to the operating system. So you'll never be able to tap into that. So that leaves 1 full gig to be utilized for gameplay. You look at something like the 360, it's got 512, so it's got half of that. So the Wii U is literally twice as powerful as the 360.
Referring to the RAM.
Yeah.
RAM.
I don't see when the PS4 or the Xbox 720 coming out having anything less than 8.
It's gonna be close to that. I mean, it's got to be a.
That's already way behind compared to PC specs. If it came today, that's already way underpowered for a modern day PC. So I can't see them having anything less than 8, and that's going to be another, 4, 5, 6 times more powerful.
Also,
than the Wii
RAM is just dirt cheap right now. I mean, it's just going to help them actually be able to put more and more into it.
I put 16 gigs in mine, and it was like $50-something.
Yeah, it's like $50 for 16
gigs of RAM. So, I mean, that's not the thing. The thing that's... Because there's already been a bunch of teardowns of the Wii U. People opened them up and showed what's inside. And I don't know. From what I could see, it's not crazily impressive. I think what Nintendo did was they caught up and slightly surpassed. But for right now, sure, they'll make them for all 3 consoles. But the second the 720 and the PS4 come out,
They'll have to do version controls.
Nintendo's going to have to rely on their own development team again because those companies are going to... It's already come out of the mouths of like 2 or 3 of the major publications. I can't think of them, of course, because I'm on the spot.
But you hear it on both sides, though.
See, that's the thing that's scary is when it's an official statement from Activision or Ubisoft. They're like, oh, the Wii U is an amazing machine, blah, 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 blah. Then they'll catch the CEO just talking on the side, and they'll bash the Wii U. The big gets underpowered. Because it seems like they want to keep the relationship with Nintendo really well, so when something's officially documented, they talk very highly of it. And then when you catch them on the side just shooting the breeze with whatever, then they get quoted saying that it's really not that big of a deal. So I don't know.
Really quick to backtrack, you made a point, and I've got to kind of dispute you on it a little bit. You said the second that the 720 and the PS4 come out, that the Wii U is going to have to completely develop separate, and that's not necessarily true.
They won't port. All you're going to get is lazy ports. Remember Modern Warfare on the Wii?
Hold on.
It's going to be that kind of.
I get what you mean, but what you have to remember is that we're just now in the prime for the current consoles for development on them and everything. They didn't tap all that power from day one. The ability was there, but they never do that. If you go back and you look at original launch 360 games, they're a little bit better. They're a little sharper looking than Xbox games. It takes time to progress. I get what you're saying. I'm not disputing that the 4 and the 720 are going to completely overpower the Wii, but I think that window of evenness is going to extend a little bit further than what you may state.
I don't think it matters. The Wii U doesn't need that stuff.
No, and I agree.
We just listed the 15 titles that will sell you on a Wii U. They don't need
the known ones right now.
They don't.
There will be more than that.
Like I was saying, everything's going to look better in a year.
Well, no, I'm just saying they don't need third parties. Like Xbox and PS3 thrive on that stuff. Nintendo thrives on Nintendo product.
Yeah,
they don't need that shit. They haven't needed it. When's the last? Like the Super Nintendo was like the last Nintendo console that actually utilized some third-party support. They've gotten along the last 20 years without it. The Wii U's no different. They don't need it. It's nice to have it, and it won't matter when the new consoles come out that their games don't get ported to the Wii U. It won't matter. Nobody's going to print them. It's the same thing. Like, look at your store. We're both at GameStop. How many Black Ops copies did you get on 360?
Like 500-600.
500-600. How many did you get? How many did you get for the Wii U?
2.
Okay. You see what I'm saying?
That's an awful.
No, it's exactly how it'll be. It's the same thing. It's okay. Put it for the original Wii. The original Wii's been out for
500 to 2.
500 just 360.
To 2
I had
individual
probably
copies.
400 on PS3. I actually had 1 reserve and then 2 for sale copies.
Okay, so you got
that
3
didn't come till after.
It won't be a 250 to 1 ratio.
Okay, I'm not saying it will be.
Yeah, no,
I'm just saying you got to look at the.
That's what you said it will be.
Look at like WWE on the Wii. The original Wii, the one that's been out for 6 years, okay? We got about 50 or 60 of those on 360. We got maybe 40 on PS3. We got 1 on Wii. Wii's been out for 6 years.
Right.
You're gonna. That's what I'm trying to say is people don't go to Nintendo for the third party. It doesn't matter. You don't need that.
That's also, and I'm not disputing that aspect of it. But if you go back and you look at when the Wii had just launched about a year into it, that ratio wasn't as drastic. You still had, 15, 20 copies of Madden compared to the 40 or 50 that you were getting on 360.
It wasn't selling, and then they learned their lesson. They stopped ordering.
They were selling. They were selling.
Yeah, originally they did, but as time went on.
As the consoles progressed, and as the developers were able to utilize what the 360 and the PS3 did more, then you saw it pull away.
The 360, first of all, 360 came out a full year before the Wii came out. So they had that head start, and there was that graphical. What I think is going to happen here is, number one, I thought the PS1 to the PS2, that era, that was a big jump graphically. I thought PS2 to PS3 was a huge jump.
Definitely.
I don't think it's going to be as big of a jump. First of all, the resolution isn't really changing.
I say that every generation, and then the new one comes out, and I'm like, oh wow, that is a pretty big jump.
First of all, the resolution isn't really going to change. I mean, we're going to get 1080p. I mean, we're not going to, the Wii U is functional to that.
getting a lot better resolution in individual things. Overall, like the TV, they're all going to look about the same, but it's better for developers. It's not something a casual player's probably going to notice as much.
But hold on, let me finish this point. With the Wii, there was the problem where the Wii was not an HD console, and the other ones weren't HD. To Jason's point, look, in 2006 and 2007, there was not the market for HD gaming was not widespread because everybody didn't have HD TV, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah,
that's why you got that. Now, but then as you got a year into that, even 2007, 2008, everybody started having HD TVs, and it's a lot of work to downsize a game that was built for this HD console to this to the Wii. And there was this drastic difference in the technology between the Wii and the 360. What I'm saying is I don't think there's going to be as drastic of a difference between the Wii U and the the 720 and the PS4. I think the games that are launch titles that are third-party games, you're going to see them on all three. So whatever. First of all, you're going to see a Call of Duty on the Wii U for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know that, but
yeah, I mean, it's been going on since they two.
Yeah,
they
put
it
in everything. So
you're going to see the next Batman. You're going to see the next Assassin's Creed. You're probably going to see the next Resident Evil. You're going to see all these games are going to be on the Wii U. Every single one.
I think they'll be good for a while. It just depends on if the sales keep up. Because I think after as time went on, the actual ports got lazier and lazier. So, I mean, if they keep up, I think you can actually have legitimate, like, Call of Duty, Batman experience, whatever.
So what's going to happen is if, I'm thinking the PS4 is a 2014 release, and same with the 360, maybe spring 2014. So a year and a few months. I think the Wii U might have an established 15 million user base.
They'll have a huge head start.
And developers are going to look in 2014, in 2015, in 2016. Look, we've got 60 or at the time maybe like 90 million 360s on the market. We got 90 million PS3s on the market. We've got maybe 15 million Wii U's, and we got 2 million PS4s, 2 million 360s. And they're going to develop for the Wii U. All those third-party support will be on the Wii U. And I think it might be 2016, 2017, 2018.
When you finally start seeing that separation.
When we're in the cycle where we are now with the PS3, where they're finally pushing them. Once they start pushing the PS4 to its limits, whatever those limits are, then they're going to be like, all right, man, the Wii U is a little laggy behind here. And, at that point, we're going to be talking about Nintendo 6.
I have to say, one of the few things I think is a little bit different between this generation and the next one is the fact that developers or in specifics to Crysis and even Hitman was saying how they're already beginning development for the next generation. They're already going to try and optimize it.
It's been leaking for a year.
Yeah.
Everybody has the consoles.
They're going to be trying.
They're going to be trying optimizing it right away. Like I don't think it's going to be as. They're not going to be like best, but they're going to have a better head start, I think, than a lot like from this generation. They're going to have a nice head start right away on that.
The 360 took so long to figure out because it was rushed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
they were late to the game with the original Xbox, and they were the first out of the door on the next console because they wanted to get a head start on everybody. That's why they had so many manufacturing issues, so many overheating issues with the first couple runs, and they didn't give the developers a proper amount of time to get games up to speed for launch. I mean, they launched like really shitty titles. Like Forza 2 was like the only one that was okay.
Call of Duty 2 is Game of the Year that year.
Crackdown was mad.
Crackdown was actually
perfect. Dark.
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
I mean, it was
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yeah, that too, actually.
You could see the cracks in the street. I'm serious. That was one of like the big thing. Like, oh my god, look at you can see
HD.
You can see the street.
It wasn't until like Gears of War that the 360.
You're like, oh,
and that was like 6 or 8 months after launch, where like the 360 actually had a game that you needed to own.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think by this time next year, the Wii U, it's going to have that little market share, whatever it is. Maybe 10 million units are out there, whatever it is. But, like next year, they're probably going to release a Mario Galaxy, whatever, a big, huge first-party title.
And by then, Zelda should at least be announced.
You got Pikmin next year.
Pikmin's coming out in March. You're going to, they're going to start releasing some of their big guns, where they're going to have these established, and then plus the archive games that are already out there, at the time of the launch of those other consoles. And the point is, I think the Wii U is going to hang in there for several years. And it's not going to go back to GameCube numbers. We're not going to see 20 million units.
I don't think that's going to happen. I wasn't trying to say that. What I think is it's going to split again, but it's not going to matter. Like for me, it's just Nintendo does their thing, and PS3 and Xbox are truly competing against one another. Nintendo doesn't care what they're doing. The third party support is just like here, stop complaining because Nintendo doesn't need any of that shit. I think Nintendo's going to do just fine with or without it. It doesn't matter whether they port their games over or not.
The thing that I'm going to argue here is that, look, would we all agree that the PS3 is a much superior, not superior, but more powerful
a new word is developed.
It's the stronger console. Yes.
It's more powerful, but third parties don't care that it's more powerful because they can only make to the worst console. So the weaker of the consoles graphically and whatever is the 360. So they have to tend their development towards that because of they're not going to make it on the PS3 and then downgrade. Plus, it's easier to make it on 360. But that's besides the point. That's why like you always talked about in the previous podcast, the games that are exclusive on the PS3, those look great.
The Xbox would never be able to handle some of those games.
Exactly.
But the games that are made multi-platform always look better on the 360 because they're made for the 360 and then lazily ported. The PS3 gets punished so bad this generation. The
for being the most powerful in some cases.
They get punished all the time. They get the lazy ports. None of the games work right on their console. They always have the glitches. PS3 users always suffer. So that's why when it's multi-platform, I always get it on 360.
Take that, Sony.
So
it's not them, it's everybody else.
I know.
My final point I'm going to make about the comparison is just what you just said. The other consoles are going to come out that are going to probably be significantly more powerful than the Wii U. If the Wii U is established, if it has that base, if it's not like dead on arrival, as some people are claiming it is, third parties are going to have to take note of that. And sure, we can make this amazing game on the PS4, but then that's going to completely negate a whole market that is already established. I want to make a game that's tended towards the 15 million people that have a Wii U at this time, not just the 1 million that are going to have the PS4. So they're not going to. Yeah, sorry, Wii U, you're not good enough.
No, I agree with what you're saying for a while. Like maybe the first year. Like I don't think
first 3 years. I think.
Yeah, I don't think like the Xbox comes out and everybody's just like, oh, screw the Wii U. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a gradual process, but I do think.
Well, you sort of just said the Xbox is gonna come out and you're gonna be like, third party's gonna say, screw the Wii U, and Nintendo's gonna have to rely on their first party games.
No, that'll happen in time. Like I think 6 months. I don't think it'll hang on 3 years.
Well,
I don't.
You said that about 20 minutes ago, but so
not day one.
I believe you actually said day one. Because Jason called you out on it. But,
okay.
So, yeah. And the other thing I'm going to say is...
What did I say?
I don't know. I guess you'll just have to wait
and listen. Have to listen to it later. Okay.
If you go back to last gen...
some tension here.
If you go back to last gen, there was only, 20 million Xboxes sold. Okay. And 130 PS3s, PS2 sold. In terms of 20 million to 130 million.
Okay.
And in one generation, that's gone to basically 50-50.
Yes.
Yeah, they're perfectly even. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I think one of the reasons is maybe the tech inside the systems, easier to develop. But another one of the reasons is that early launch. And the 360 just got that early launch. They had those units. And then every single third party had to develop for the 360. Whereas every single third party did not need to develop for the Xbox because they were comparable. So if the numbers are comparable between the consoles, third parties will develop. They'll have to develop. The market will demand it for all of them.
Oh yeah, I really don't think that third party support will ever drop because even with the Wii currently, I mean, like their new games are still coming. I don't think Black Ops 2 actually came out with it. No, Black Ops 2 actually did not come out with it.
But look, you still underpowered, and it didn't have the numbers.
You still had
it was late too. It was the last console to launch.
Yeah, you still had the yearly. Every single major title for the most part had a port to the Wii at least. It never cut support ever.
Well, yeah, it did. We didn't see Batman. We didn't see Elder Scrolls. We didn't see Assassin's Creed.
They didn't want to downgrade that. They didn't want to optimize it that much, I should say.
Yeah, see, we didn't see that last gen. Yeah. I think we will see that this gen. Or next gen.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, they'll at least keep coming. Just they won't. Just because the newer tech always sells more units.
Resident Evil 7, Elder Scrolls 6, whatever we're at, and all these games.
Yeah, it would be 6. Yeah.
Will be on the Wii U. That's my prediction. I think they'll
at least be there. I will agree with you. They will at least be there.
They're not gonna, and maybe Microsoft gets 40% of the market, and PS3 gets 40% of the market, and the Wii U gets that 20% of third-party software sales.
To me, especially in the last maybe 15 years or so, Nintendo's a complementary system. It's not. It's the one that everybody that has a Wii usually also has a PS3 or also has an Xbox. Okay, and to me, that's what the Wii U is going to turn into. The Wii U is there. People have it. They have their Nintendo product, and what?
No, you're right. Man, good. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
Oh, okay. People that have the Wii U will also then go buy either, or maybe all three, but they'll go buy either a PS4 or a 720. Okay, so what happens is when those come out, I still think that after a while, there's just the demand for it on the Wii U won't be high enough for them to even waste the time printing the copies for it, because most people will want, since they have both either the 720 or the PS4 to go along with their Wii U, when they want a multi-platform game, they will end up getting it on the higher resolution console.
Really quick,
with the more established online communities.
For the X amount of years that I did work at GameStop, I actually did describe the Nintendo Wii as pretty much a complementary system. You had your one that you played your hardcore games on, your Call of Duties, your racing games, and things like that, and then you always had your Nintendo to go with it, because people go, well, should I get an Xbox and a PS3? I'm like, no, why don't you get an Xbox and a Wii? So that for that
different
point,
games,
I completely agree with you. The only thing is, and again, they're still printing copies of, like you said earlier, WWE. You may only get one, but they're still printing them. They're still generating some type of revenue off of it. So I don't see them completely stopping doing that.
It's just,
and also with it, you have to remember the limitations that you have with as different as the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck were. You also limited your control experience. Nintendo has acknowledged that in some regards by allowing by putting out the
Pro Controller. You don't need it. The game works perfectly fine with the gamepad.
You don't need to, but like for somebody like me,
it's lighter than an Xbox.
For like Batman. Now, Batman's the same gameplay experience on the 360 as it is on the Wii U, with some tacked on cool stuff for the tablet. But for being the conservative type that I am, maybe I'll buy it on the Wii U and play it with the gamepad and save $10-$20 for the same game as I would on the Xbox. That's just a thought. That's all.
The other thing is like stuff that we're not acknowledging as much right now on this particular show that the Wii U's still kind of behind on. I mean, there's like that's another reason why I think if you have the option, if it is like I think it will be, which will be a complementary system, where people will tend to gravitate toward the more powerful systems when they have the option. I mean, like Nintendo still has a very, very, even when it fully launches and fully comes out, I don't think Nintendo Network has caught up with XBLA or PSN yet. It's way different.
We didn't talk about Miiverse at all.
Yeah,
and
there's not even. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's not even an achievement system on Nintendo.
They did announce it. It's not in there. I don't know how they're doing it. And they said that in like August, there's going to be some sort of achievement for it. It's not there.
That stuff is dumb, like when you really think about it, but it does.
No,
it does mean stuff to people. You know what I mean?
What I would say about the Nintendo Miiverse is that it's not Xbox Live, it's not PS3, PS Network, but it's not trying to be Xbox Live, and it's not trying to be. They have these the Miiverse has this incredible like integrated chat message board thingy, where like if you're playing Mario, for example, you can open up the world map and you see all these little dots next to all the different levels. And you can click a button, and those are all what people had said about those particular levels. Like it could be, it's like a Twitter note. Like
I love how I believe was it Dark Souls that started that or Demon Souls? Was it Demon Souls? Dark Souls. I just know they did that, and that was actually like one of the coolest like new things I saw of people like that game's really hard, so it was almost all comments of just people raging over it. Yeah, and I really like that they were going to do that for the Wii U.
It's in there. Like like you can if you play Mario and you die at a level or you can't find the third special coin, tap a button, write it, and you get responses right away. And like
you actually have you done it as well?
I've seen there's other people that have posted it, and there's people that have.
And it's like 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. I actually thought that was actually one of the things we had a discussion about, like like some of their features, and I was like, man, if no one uses it, it's gonna be such a waste because it is a cool system.
Yeah, no, the Miiverse, it's weird because like message boards are sort of old technology.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
but it's
a new spin on it.
It's so integrated. It's part of Mario. That's one of the number one things you'll notice while playing it. That's different from the previous games, and it's in Nintendo Land as well. And it's not Xbox Live. I'll say that. And it's not trying to be Xbox Live.
No,
I don't think it doesn't need to be. It doesn't have to be Xbox Live.
It might need to be like if you want, if we're thinking narrowly with like not open vision in here, and we're just thinking how do we steal from Microsoft? Oh, we do all the things they do.
You get Netflix, get Hulu, get all the other stuff.
Get group chat, get Call of Duty, and get And
group chat, I think, was something they probably should have done or thought of more of.
They should have been a little bit smarter with how the microphones.
But see, that's coming. That thought is coming from somebody who's an established Microsoft fan, and they're going to buy the Microsoft system.
I'm not though.
Well,
I'm
you
more.
play your Xbox Live, and you're going to continue to play.
I'm more of a Sony fan than anything.
I've bought all the systems to come out since I was born.
Listen, anybody who has that established online Microsoft, the Call of Duty,
it just seems like a standard.
They're not going to play on any other system. They're going to play what they've been playing. Those casual fans that buy that Call of Duty every year or whatever, that's not really the market.
Dude, bro.
Dude.
The Miiverse, all I can say about it is that it's really good. It's really different. And it's not trying to replicate anything that already exists from the other two platforms.
I don't think it has to. It's good that they're doing their own thing, but that's, again, why I think that everybody's going to buy it with something else. I don't know.
We'll see. Like, are they gonna... I think I'm going to get a PS4 for sure, because I want to play God of War. I want to play Uncharted. I want to play, all those like the games.
The good first party ones.
I'm not going to play Killzone. I'm not going to play Twisted Metal or Ratchet and Clank or.
You leave now.
No. Twisted Metal is actually pretty fun. That's a new one.
Heavy Rain, but whatever they have.
Heavy Rain was good.
Sony's going to have all these exclusives, and I think that's going to be reason enough to buy a PS4. Microsoft, I like Halo, but I can deal without it. I'm not a huge Halo fan. And right now, we had this conversation earlier. If you're not into Call of Duty, if you're not into Halo. I think there's absolutely no reason to buy an Xbox 360 over a PS3.
That's a whole other debate for another day for you and I, sir.
I'm saying
I don't play either of those.
Yeah, there's so much more you're missing if you don't have a PS3. And
touche.
So I don't think if the third parties, if those are comparable on the Wii U and the 720, then maybe there is maybe you only need two consoles. Maybe you only need a Wii U for all the Nintendo games, and maybe you only need a PS4 for all the Sony games, and then you play your third party on whatever you want to play.
The thing is too that Xbox has that's vastly superior to Nintendo and PlayStation probably combined is the indie market.
Well, even Nintendo has taken strides in that department too.
We'll see how that pans out over the course of the next couple of years. Yeah. But as it sits right now, just the what are they called?
It is just indie arcade. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and then they have those two times a year where they have every week there's four straight weeks that there's they've been doing this for years.
Oh yeah, like the community they build, that kind of thing. Okay, I get what you mean.
The smaller games that you can buy for the Summer of Arcades and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's
for $5-10. They support. They're vastly superior in that where you can just go in and there's thousands of games that you can pick up for $5-10 that are high quality games. It's not all about AAA $60 games. You know what I mean? That I think that Sony has.
PS3 has that. Like the only thing you're like Sony I know is missing is that they don't really have that the Summer of Arcade. Where, I mean, like for some reason the community.
No, they started their own now.
Did they really? Okay, I haven't had mine in like a year. So, but Xbox Ones, there's just such a hype around it every single year, and for some reason the community really thrives at that part of the year.
They only pick the top 4 for each event.
Yeah, basically. Well, they're all still made by AAA publishers. I mean, a lot of those are by EA, THQ, but
with THQ, AAA.
With the arcade games, though, there's absolutely no reason that those couldn't be ported over to a Nintendo system. Well, God knows Minecraft.
They're already there.
They're from Microsoft Studios.
Well, there's a lot of
that's the reason why they won't.
It's independent. It's a lot more easier to work with Nintendo.
What I'm referring to is a Rock Band Blitz, a Castle Crashers, Things like that. I'm not talking about the first party, the Trials, Minecraft, things like
Trials
that.
isn't first party. That's Ubisoft.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just because that was one of their Summer of Arcade games.
Well, yeah, they just sponsored that because they knew it would be a top seller.
But there's no reason that those games could not be playable regardless, because the graphics on the arcade games, some of them, sure, are absolutely gorgeous.
Trials.
But that's not really what they go for with them.
No, yeah, usually it's
in
about
comparison
a fun...
to a full retail game, which is going to be more graphically intense.
Any indie developer that wants to, other than stuff that's made for Microsoft by Microsoft, that's going to be a Microsoft thing. Same thing, Nintendo will have that, Sony will have that. Maybe they don't have it in quantity.
Technically, all the Twisted Pixel games out right now are not first. Well, they own the rights to them now,
it's
but
second party.
Yeah,
they're not technically owned by Microsoft, but they're all in house and they all for Microsoft.
Yeah,
we were talking about this on the way over here. I don't think it matters as much anymore. I really don't. I think the way that the whole industry is going, the exclusivity, and I think Microsoft knows this better than everybody, which is why they're not going so crazy and opening a million studios that make stuff just for them, is everybody's already in one camp or another. You're not scratching and clawing. There's only a minority of gamers out there are so on the fence where they'll go back and forth. Most people are either going to buy both or they already know which camp they're in. Both of these two, you both already know. If you can only get one, you're getting the 720 and you're getting the 720.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm getting both.
I'm trying to stay as open-minded as I can. Xbox currently, I'd have to say, if I had same day, I'd probably go with Xbox.
I think they're going to release on the same day, by the way.
That'd be kind of cool.
No, I'd put money on that, or within a 3-day period.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is these are both hypothetical machines that aren't announced. They're not official.
I don't know what extra features are
You don't know
coming.
anything about them. The specs, nothing, and you already know which one you're getting.
And
I think
this is the first time in history. I don't think the 20 studios that Sony has under their belt versus the 3 or 4 that Microsoft have, I don't think that matters. I don't think it's coming into the equation. People already know where they're going.
You can't really use me as an example because,
I'm not saying you two specifically. It's every gamer. Go ask any PS3 or Xbox guy.
If I find out 5 of my friends who I will almost always game with are getting it on, that's my decision right there.
Yeah,
I don't even. I wouldn't even think.
And
twice.
that's the thing, especially in the United States, is that I think Xbox understands that they are the majority in this country.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where they don't need to open all these studios and have all the. It's more about locking up exclusive rights to DLC and stuff, which is why Call of Duty sells so much better on 360, is because they get everything a month earlier.
Yeah,
and it's more about locking stuff up like that. I know they have certain deals with Bethesda and they have certain deals with Rockstar, and they get stuff earlier. And I know Sony's just starting to learn this, which is why they locked up Battlefield content.
There's also one thing they still need to think about, and every developer who goes out of business keeps bringing this up. The development costs of each game are just ridiculous. If Sony has 18 development studios working on 18 different projects, the bills are just far greater than what Microsoft has to deal with. So they can sell less copies or spend more.
Microsoft has just abandoned AAA first-party games. They've abandoned it.
They
don't want it anymore.
They come out with less, and when they come out, they advertise the shit out of it. I remember last year, we talked about this on the show before. PS3, when you started from the early in the year with Infamous 2, and then you went down to all their titles that came out throughout the course of the year. They had Ratchet and Clank for 1, they had Resistance 3, they had Uncharted 3. They had so many games coming out throughout the 12-month period, and all that Microsoft had was Gears of War 3 and Forza 4. Gears of War 3 outsold all 12 PlayStation exclusives.
And Gears is a series that's going to go multi-platform next.
I still don't know about that.
There's no reason why they wouldn't.
Well, it's still Microsoft Studios.
They publish it.
Yeah, I know that
they don't develop it.
No, it's Epic. It's Epic Games.
Yeah, I know, but it's still under Microsoft Studios, meaning that they still have rights to put it on what system they want.
Epic's second party. They can leave whenever they want, just like Insomniac did. Insomniac was second party for the last 3 generations under Sony's belt.
And literally, because I know so many people in the industry, next generation is going to be. It's already starting to change right now. Is the indie? Just look at the indie game style that are coming out. Development costs are just a fraction of what they are for Halo or whatever other
the AAA games are vanishing.
GoldenEye or not GoldenEye 777 Legends that literally the industry needs to go in a way where development costs go down. Indie games are so far the solution to that. next generation, you're gonna. I mean, it's literally if development costs are supposedly development costs are supposed to go up for next generation. That just means that you're going to see more and more studios going out of business.
Yeah, more phasing out of these AAA titles that are sort of on the board, like the Darksiders.
Yeah, that was sad. I was really hoping they'd do better than that. Just for THQ's sake,
THQ
at least
needed that.
They have so many good series with them.
That's just one example. I mean,
I know. I mean, it happens.
There's a lot of games like that. Stuff like Kingdoms of Amalur, which they're great games in their own right, but they're not true AAA titles.
Yeah, just development costs too much. They need to figure it out, and I hope the end of this generation they're starting to show some promise for that, especially with the steady decline of the industry currently. You really need to find a way to still develop and do it at a fraction of the cost.
That's what I've been trying to get at the whole thing. I just think it's a different world next generation that we can't even fathom yet. It's not the whole industry is moving towards something different. It's not what it was this generation.
And they're going to follow PC gaming
next year. It's a lot more who can lock up what, like just stupid stuff like Xbox. That it's more like, can they lock up Showtime Go and tell Sony that you're not allowed to have this?
But that is this.
Can
gen.
they lock
all these things that you're saying is next gen is this?
No, because they started.
That's why Microsoft is.
They started so late in this generation. Where next year or next gen, this stuff like HBO Go just came out 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's one example. But the Call of Duty stuff that was 3-4 years ago. That's one of the reasons Microsoft has been able to sustain a lot of those things. That's one of the reasons why, despite what I think are vastly superior games from just a pure games perspective, Sony has over Microsoft. Microsoft still outsells it.
I agree. I think
all these exclusives. That's this gen. I think those are knowns. I think the unknowns are what's going to happen. And there's a lot of shit from generation to generation.
Yeah, I mean, right now, actually, sales wise, USA they do vastly a good amount of the actual sales per year for video game industry. I mean, maybe next year you have, or next generation you have Europe pick up, and Europe likes PS3.
Parts of Europe.
Parts of Europe. Yeah.
England is more Xbox.
Yeah, they have a ton of Xbox.
But when you go to Eastern Europe, it's all PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you have if they are the bigger gamers next generation, then
that has some sort of Soviet Union type complex to it. Like the former Soviet countries will not buy from American companies.
There's a lot of it. That's what it is. It's anti-American.
It's possible.
In parts of the world, it's very anti-American. I'm serious.
I'll believe that. No, I really would.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
All right, we hit the dreaded 2-hour mark. We're actually way over. So let's wrap it up. Let's get some final thoughts. Let's try to gravitate back to the Wii U. We kind of turned this into an entire council. What we think is going to happen, which made for interesting talk.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
So Wii U, let's give it a final thought, and for you, when your time comes up, if you'd recommend it now, later, at some point, wait for a better library, run out and get one as soon as you can, whatever you think.
Tony's still waiting to be convinced. Should I buy it?
I am looking for
play salesman to Tony right now.
I am still in the...
Take his money away from him.
All right, I'll say what I think when my... Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Literally, right now, I'd have to say... I would say almost wait. There's a good lineup right now, but I think it's just going to get better and better. But if you're on the fence about it right now, I'd say get it, because they have an impressive, I think, launch lineup right now. If you're on the fence about it and you're leaning more towards maybe the no side, I'd say wait till next summer, because you're just gonna have more blockbuster titles come out with it, and that's gonna sell it for you. You're gonna be like, all right, I need new Pikmin, I need the new Super Mario Galaxy. If you're on edge leaning towards no, I'd say wait for those games. I mean, there's a good lineup right now. If you're on more towards I would like one, I'd say get it now.
No, I want to clear this up. I'm getting one. I get every.
I wasn't saying to you. I was saying
I get every console.
People listening.
What I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay, it's $350, and there's only literally one game I want that's currently available, because 90% of that stuff's available elsewhere, and I've already played it last year.
For you, I would say wait.
True. Like the ones that I did want, I am now going to pass over because they don't sound or look as good as I want and stuff like that. There's only one true game that I'd be buying that console for, and that's Super Mario Bros. Wii U. And at some point, once you got 2 or 3 Marios under your belt, once the new Zelda releases, once you got Smash Brothers, stuff like that, and there's 7 or 8 games, I will get it.
Yeah.
But who knows by that point if there's a price drop and it's only $250 in a year and a half or something like that, which is why
I get what you mean.
Why rush to get it now to play one video game?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's what I don't know if I want to do yet.
Yeah, I was more saying for anybody who was like half and half. Usually, you have more of a leaning side. You should not.
Oh, I thought you were talking directly to me.
No, I was talking about whoever's listening. Yeah. If you're leaning more towards the yes, and they do, I think, do have like you said, Zombie U. Like everyone you've talked to really liked it. I mean, critics. Most of the time I don't trust them anyway. So, like, I mean, I say there's still...
It hasn't gotten awful reviews.
There's
like Resident Evil 6 reviews.
Yeah. I'd say if you're more towards the yes, I'd say get one. I mean, they're rarely available. If you can... I'd say just take a white one and see if you can get the stuff cheaper later. Because, the white ones seem to be readily available.
Black I think it's going to get harder to find.
You have to cut off a finger to find a black one currently. But if you're on edge, more leaning towards no, I'd say you're just going to need it by next year when those big titles come out. And if you just plan ahead, buy it a week before those come out, you'll probably get one.
Mm-hmm. Rock on.
The exact moment when the new Legend of Zelda game is announced, I will go out and purchase mine. That's the selling point for me. As good as Mario's always been and always will be, he's not a selling point for me. He's something that I'll pick up also to play.
Yes.
Or even if they, a Smash Brothers or a Mario Kart, something like that. Something that's going to appeal to me a little bit more. I have no problem going out and spending the money. I know a few weeks ago we were talking about me getting one. I was getting it as a gift, didn't pan out, so that's the only reason that I waited at this point. But the second that something that really catches my attention is announced for it, I will go out and buy it.
I think if
no questions asked.
If they came up with a new Metroid Prime, that'd be a big push for me as well.
That's one series they haven't. I don't know. Have they really touched base on what they're going to do with that series?
Rare's working on a game.
Okay.
Not Rare.
But you don't know if it's going to be a side-scrolling Metroid.
Retro is working on a game. It isn't an game.
Okay.
We don't know if it's going to be back to the FPS format.
They said it's a game that fans have wanted them to work on for a while. They were incredibly vague.
Yeah, I was saying incredibly vague.
Maybe
which fans are you talking about?
Some of our fans have kind of wanted this particular game for some amount of time.
Most people believe it's Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Which would be cool.
You know what I want also? I want an awesome port over from the handhelds of a really good Pokemon game. And I'll buy it.
Pokemon Coliseum 2?
No, not Coliseum.
Just like a white, but made for consoles.
Exactly, especially with the tablet.
That should be kind of cool, I think.
I would do it. Selecting your attacks on the tablet.
Or even just playing them on, new 3DS games on it.
Nude?
Nude
playing Pokemon
nude games.
Yes. Sitting there naked
Does
playing
have
Pokemon.
Oh man. Just on that, everyone keeps saying how Xbox has like this new technology, or I think it's new patent that watches you when you're through like the new Kinect. And people were making the comment of the watching you nude, and I was like, that's just not something I need to do.
I'm already afraid of it watching me when it's off.
My girlfriend is too. Jesus.
But it doesn't work in the dark, so it's okay.
Yeah, she's
there's like 40 million Kinects. People really think the guys at Microsoft have that much time on their hands.
Yes.
They're just like
Bill Gates is retired.
Nothing to do today. Turn
Flip
on
that switch.
Mark's
What's
Kinect.
Tony doing?
Not Tony. No, don't do that. Play with it.
So I would say if you are a Nintendo fan, you're gonna get this game. You're gonna get the console regardless. If you want to play Mario, if you want to play Zelda, you're gonna get it regardless. It's not gonna have a price drop. I think it's still gonna be $350 this time next year.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So if it's a price is a problem for you, you're gonna have to wait probably till 2014. The good thing about that is that there's probably not going to be a Zelda game until 2014. Next year we might get Metroid, we might get we're going to get Pikmin, and
can't wait for Pikmin.
We'll get some games that we don't even know right now.
Yeah, that's why I said as soon as they announce it, I'll go out and buy one.
All right,
personally guessing, do you think the next Zelda is getting announced for the 3DS, or do you think it's getting announced for the Wii U?
I think what
do you think is coming first?
From a Zelda predictions standpoint, I think GDC this year we get a 3DS announcement.
I'll be there.
I think we get a 3DS announcement, a Zelda 3DS, and it releases that year. So
I can call you instantly if that happens.
Okay. I think 12 months from now we will be playing a brand new Zelda 3DS adventure.
On a handheld.
I think E3 this year we might get some sort of teaser for a Zelda.
Meaning it'd be Christmas 14. If they're teasing this E3, then they'll trailer it next E3 with release. Yeah,
I think something along that line. So I think we get a Zelda in 2013, a 3DS. We get a Zelda in 2014 for the Wii U.
Very cool.
That's my prediction. But I think we might get a Metroid. I think we're going to get that Retro Studios game maybe this year. We might get Metroid Prime 4, or maybe it's not Metroid, something else. And I think we might get a Mario. I think we might see a Mario and a Metroid next year.
You just made me psyched to go to California next year.
But so if you're a Nintendo fan,
stop bragging.
Hey, you can come too. Just $1,500 or free for me. But
of the people that the 90, 100 million Wii owners, a lot of those are casuals. I don't know. None of those people watch this show or listen to this show. I think the verdict is not out on whether a lot of those are going to go. A lot of those bought the Wii and they're never going to buy another console again.
Mm-hmm. Never.
Okay. I think a lot of analysts, they like to think, oh, people bought the Wii and they transitioned to the PS Move or something, or the Kinect. Yeah, the amount of people that did that is extremely
low,
if not non-existent.
I was like, motion gaming on those two.
I'm going to trade in my Wii for this Kinect.
There's been analysts that have made that claim that people graduated from the Wii and moved to the PS3.
No,
I never saw it in my time. How about you, sir?
Some kids that got a little older picked up a Kinect.
Yeah, but did they trade in the system and move on from it?
I wouldn't say there's a zero chance, but
some an 8-year-old that might have picked up Mario Galaxy in 2007 now is 13 and has been playing Call of Duty for 2 years.
Screaming at Halo. Grenade!
Playing Madden, trying to say hike and it's not registering because he's playing in the dark.
The core
voice controls don't work in the dark, so you know.
On the Kinect?
No.
Such a pile of shit.
Old joke brought back.
So the core Nintendo audience, basically the 20 million people that bought the GameCube, they're going to buy the Wii U.
Yes.
Wii U for sure. So it's going to hit that milestone. And of those other 70 million Wii owners that never owned a GameCube, I'm sure a lot of them will, quote, graduate to the Wii U. A lot of the family games will work, the Nintendo lands. It's not going to make the mainstream. There's no Wii bowling to get the 60-year-olds.
Not yet.
I don't think it will exist. I think that was that phase is
Brunswick
over.
Zone? No Brunswick Zone?
That phase is over.
I'm not buying it anymore.
However, I think it's going to bring more of those people that they're going to get those. They might end up getting 2 consoles, might end up 3 consoles.
Yeah. I'll get them all eventually.
Yeah, but I think Nintendo might grab a few more of those people
than they did before.
My friend Tony here thinks.
I think you're pretty right on with where you're going. I think you got your 20-25 million base Nintendo, no problem.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna maybe get out of those 70 million, like you're saying, maybe another 10-15 million are easily the casuals that don't matter. I think because the PS4 and the Xbox are taking so long to come, you're going to get a lot of people that haven't looked at Nintendo in a decade. I think you're going to grab a lot of them that are buying something while they wait, if that makes sense. Just that new toy feeling. That
might be. I think Tony, I think you personally have a little more of this gen sort of stuck in your head, where you think things are going to carry on as they are right now. And I think there's going to be more uncertainties.
Yeah.
Than we obviously are not anticipating.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of it's just anticipation.
Yeah.
We'll
that's what makes it fun.
Write down notes and have to carry them out 5 years. Tony, you were wrong.
I think
that's why we're recording this, just to go back and tell Tony he's wrong 10 years from now.
So 6 months from now, maybe when there's when the Pikmin's out, when Rayman is out, and some of the other exclusives, maybe Bayonetta might be a holiday season next year.
There's a lot of people who were pissed about that Bayonetta only being on Wii U. I was surprised. I didn't think they had that big of an audience, but I don't know. I guess I do.
Yeah, I think Bayonetta 2 will be bigger than Bayonetta just because it's
the uproar.
A lot of people don't even know what Bayonetta is, but now they do, and they're going to get it on the Wii U.
Yeah,
but
studies show that stuff that people didn't even play the first one, if it's got a 2 in the title, psychologically it makes more people purchase that game because it's like, oh, this game merited a sequel.
Unless it's Darksiders, apparently.
Yeah.
But.
Is this not their swan song? That would have been disappointing.
You can wait. Maybe Nintendo should pick up Vigil Games as a second party. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you that, Nintendo. You know who was saying earlier?
Yeah,
Nintendo doesn't listen.
Bring it full circle.
Nintendo, go get Vigil Games and make Darksiders 3. And I will end on that note.
There you go.
Are we
the man from
Nintendo? Are we good on the Wii U talk?
Yeah, unless you want us to continue making fun of you more for like another hour. Tony Chow.
No, I have a lot of Tony material.
Oh, go on.
Tony, I think Tony. This is my sense for your gaming.
By all means.
You've repeated this over and over on saying how you're a Sony fan.
Yes.
But almost everything you say is almost to the contrary to that. Not that you hate Sony, but because you think Microsoft is better at virtually every single thing they do, other than they do not release God of War and Uncharted.
No. I think... Here, let me clarify that real quick. I'm a bigger Sony fan than Microsoft. Okay.
Monday night debate, yo.
If Uncharted and God of War were a Microsoft exclusive, you would bash the hell out of Sony, and you wouldn't buy it.
No. Because you can't just look at the last 5 years that these two consoles have been out. I've been a PlayStation fan since 1995 when the PS1 came out. Okay. Xbox, I think Sony dropped the ball this particular generation. I have no problem bashing stuff that I like. I make fun of the Bears when they suck. I make fun of the Blackhawks when they suck. Oh. It doesn't mean I'm not fans of them over the Green Bay Packers. Okay, I'm a bigger Sony fan. They dropped the ball with the PS3, and I think the Xbox 360 is the better console. It doesn't mean I have loyalty to Sony. I like them better. I think they make the better products. I do. But
Microsoft maybe just had...
That's how I feel like that. But this generation, 360 did a far superior job. They thought ahead. They did stuff a lot better.
Sony ended up mimicking them most way.
If I like Xbox a whole lot too. I mean, it's not to say that they're garbage or anything, but
yeah, I'll never say I'll never buy a Sony because I will get them all, and I just know that Xbox One this time they might have a little step up in the next one that because of the people I'm already playing with will probably end up moving into that.
I like Microsoft, and all things equal, I would support them. It's just I almost feel inclined to support Sony just because so many people around here support Microsoft. So I feel like Sony's like this huge underdog, and sort of with Nintendo.
Yeah.
But
I mean, most of the people listen to us every week. They know I support them more than anybody else on the show. I try to educate people on the smaller studios that pop up from Sony and the games that come out. I mentioned shit like Unfinished Swan and stuff like that. And because nobody knows what the hell they are. And Journey, because nobody buys this crap on Sony. Nobody buys this shit.
All right, I think we're done.
All right, this has been episode 42. Catch us next week, same time, same place.
Later.